Appointed to occupy space. You are appointed to solve problems. Let me remind you of the social contract we have entered into. The Ghanaian people expect us to deliver, and we must not with excuses, but with results. I've said before and I repeat now, this is the legacy term of my presidency. I intend to make it count. I intend for it to matter. And I expect that every member of this administration will do the same. We must work with a sense of urgency, and President Jonathan spoke about the 4-year term. Our young people are tired of waiting interminably. Our farmers, our workers, our entrepreneurs, especially our women and youth, want to see policies that work for them. They want fairness, they want opportunity, they want to live in dignity and prosperity. Indeed, they are not asking for handouts. They're asking to be given a fair shot. And let's give them just that. The task before us requires leadership that is empathetic, that is disciplined and accountable, leadership that is not defined by titles, but by service, that is not defined by slogans, but by substance. And so I issue this challenge to each of you to lead your sectors with vision and integrity, to champion innovation, make decisions based on facts and data and not on guesswork. Spend public funds wisely and judiciously. Reject opulence. And never forget, your first duty is to the people of Ghana and not to your own political survival, not to the applause you will get, and not to your personal gain. I want each of you to leave this retreat with a clarity of purpose and with the humility to keep learning. This job is not about knowing it all. It is about listening. Example, I'll stay true to the values. And please remember, when any of us fall short, I will not hesitate to act. I didn't think that was what you would clap for. Let us leave here with renewed determination. Let us work not for applause, but for results. Let us lead with honor, and let us remember always that the true measure of our success will be the lives we touch and the legacy we leave behind. And finally, let me remind us all that the destiny of our party and our future success depends on the legacy that this current administration will establish. And so we must give it our all. We must work together to make our party's future successful. I therefore have the privilege and honor to declare this executive leadership program duly open. My brothers and sisters, the problems we face are real, but so are the solutions. We can rebuild our economy, we can create jobs, we can restore faith in governance, but we must commit to the hard work of change. You were not appointed to occupy space. The groundwork for a digital Ghana through strategic investments in science and technology and innovation through the 1 Million Coders program. These strides are not isolated. They are part of a clear, deliberate national reset that is restoring hope, creating opportunity, and ushering in an era of shared prosperity for all. Yes, our insistence on doing things the right way may afford those who have looted this country some temporary relief, but let me be clear, it will not grant them permanent escape. Across multiple fronts, active pursuits and prosecutions are well underway under the Operation Recover All the Loot. Over 200 cases are under active investigation, with about 80 people interrogated so far. Several prosecutions have begun, progressing steadily and remaining firmly on course. In the Republic versus Edubwan and 3 others, the state has submitted witness statements together with all other documents, and trial has commenced. And the first of 3 prosecution witnesses have been called and have been cross-examined by counsel for the accused person. With the SkyTrain case, for instance, the prosecutors have secured a trial date as all preliminary matters have been concluded and the trial is set to commence. For the National Service Authority case, due to its expansive nature, charges have been drafted and will be filed as soon as the legal year begins against the following person: the Republic versus Osei Sibe, the Republic versus Eric Nyako, the Republic versus Gifty Owari. Also for the National Cathedral, we are awaiting a forensic audit from the Auditor General. Additionally, charges have been drafted and are ready for filing in the case of Republic versus Wuntumi and Akuntamine. The Economic and Organized Crime Office, IOCO, is finalizing its report with respect to Exim Bank transactions. Dockets are in preparation for the buffer stock case and the drip equipment case. Investigations are ongoing into the African Cup of Nations case, the March set case, and approximately 20 other cases currently. Let me be clear, every single case of corruption that needs to be investigated is being looked into. And once evidence is found to ground the prosecution, that will happen and happen swiftly. The Gold Board is formalizing Ghana's gold trade. As of today, gold trading is a reserve for only Ghanaians. This strategic move will help maximize national benefits, enhance transparency, and ensure that the wealth generated from our natural resources is reinvested in our communities and national development. Thank you very much. The first question is about the rise in the value of the cedi. We recognize a very steep appreciation in the value of the cedi in response to the reforms that we were carrying out. And for those of you who listened to me, there was one occasion where I said, people were asking whether it will go below 10. And I said, it is dropping, but it will find its true value. It was undervalued at 16, and it probably is overvalued at 10. But somewhere between there, we have the real value of the cedi. And so I believe that it is about stopping rapid depreciation of the currency. Almost every currency would realize either depreciation or appreciation in the course of a year. But when you have steep depreciation of about, like we had in 2024, 25% depreciation in the currency in the first half of the year, it makes planning difficult. And so, yes, Bank of Ghana has been intervening in the forex market, but they've withdrawn. And what happened was that because of the rapid appreciation in the value of the cedi, we saw an exponential increase in imports, because then people could buy cheaper dollars and so they could import more, which is a natural economic phenomenon. But on the other side, exporters are not happy because they get less cedis for what they export. And so every country tries to find out a balance where exporters are able to do good business and importers are not overburdened by high forex rates. Where that lies, I don't know. I'm not a central bank. But the cedi is making an adjustment, and I believe that it will settle at a certain rate, and we will make sure that any depreciation that occurs in the value of the cedi is within a margin of about 5% per annum. That is what we target. And so for now, there's still speculation. It's also coincided with a period where we saw a reduction of 50% in remittances, because citizens in the diaspora were taken aback by the rapid appreciation of the cedi. And so if somebody was building a house, if he was going to send $100,000, it meant that he was losing a certain percentage of that 100,000. And most of them would decide to adopt a wait-and-see attitude and say, oh, no, as for cedi, it's not possible that the cedi can regain its value to that extent. By all means, it will go up again. So I'll hold back my remittance until the cedi goes back up. So we saw a 50% reduction. But there were also some other factors. There were some money transfer companies who were collecting cedis abroad and not repatriating, collecting dollars abroad and not repatriating the dollars. There were other, which we're investigating, there were other cases where people applied through the commercial banks for foreign exchange to cover imports. And those monies are transferred to pay for imports, but the imports never came into Ghana. And we've studied a period of 4 years, and over the period of 4 years, about $42 billion was taken out of this country without the corresponding imports coming into the country. And so we started sanctioning some banks, and soon we'll start interrogating some individuals who ostensibly took money out against imports but never brought those imports. We want to know what happened and if there was wrongdoing to sanction whoever it is. While we work to stabilize our economy and improve the value of our currency, we must protect that currency, because a strong CD is good for all of us. But when that happens, some people try to take advantage of it. And I think that we should all condemn anything like that. I've been reluctant to implement a state of emergency in the Galamsey fight because we've not exhausted the powers we even have without a state of emergency. We have the opportunity to arrest anybody, to confiscate any such thing. There are laws for forest protection and all that give us enough powers to be able to act. Implementing a state of emergency might sound nice, but it should be the last extreme, the last resort. So for now, let's exercise all the powers we have. 100.5. And if it becomes necessary for a state of emergency, then we'll look at it. It means we have to go to Parliament. The president can't just declare a state of emergency without, going to Parliament, because there's a limit to how long you can maintain that state of emergency. And so I believe that we still have leverage to continue to fight Galamsey without necessarily implementing a state of emergency. It means that we have to delineate the areas where the state of emergency is operational. And if you look at the area where Galamsey is taking place, it covers several districts of our country. And so we would do it if it becomes necessary. But for now, I think that we've given the security services enough powers to be able to deal with people who are. With regards to excavators, we're enforcing the law that you must get the permit before the excavator is put on a ship. That is what the law has been, but it was not followed. And so they let the excavator land before they come and ask the Ministry of Transport for a permit. And so we've informed all the dealers that you cannot load an excavator onto a ship until you have gotten a permit. In the meantime, a lot of excavators have arrived at the port. And recently, somebody said they were being released at midnight to their owners and things. That's not true. What happens was there were so many that they had occupied a huge area of the port and congested the port. And so we found the land near Shai Hills, near the military installation. And the Field Engineers Regiment and others have been given charge to move the excavators from the port to that area so that they can free up space in the port. And they do that in the night because of traffic in the daytime. So in the night, they have the payloaders moving the excavators out of the port to the designated areas where they are supposed to be held. And before any of those excavators is released, they must be tracked. They must have a tracker on them. They must be registered by the owner of the excavator. And we must know the purpose for which the excavator has been imported. Because the construction industry also imports excavators. And so you cannot put a blanket ban on importation of excavators just because you think that every excavator is going to go into the illegal mining industry. Even the big mining companies that have licenses import excavators. And so we want to know who is importing the excavators, who it is going to. We want to be able to put a tracker on it and be able to trace that excavator wherever it is in the country. I never expected, or I never deluded myself that the fight against illegal gold mining or galamsey was going to be an event. I mean, definitely, there's no magic wand. The decay has eaten so much over the last 8 years that it's going to take a lot of work to be able to overcome it. And I didn't expect that in 18 months we would declare victory in the fight. As the livelihoods of about 4 million Ghanaians is on small-scale mining. And so it's going to be a process. It's not going to be an event. But we will not give up. We have a determination to get on top of it. The Gold Board was introduced as part of reforms. And if the Gold Board was not introduced, I mean, those who were taking the profits from the small-scale mining sector were the foreign traders who were taking that money away. In 6 months, we have exported over $6 billion. About $4 billion of that money was going to go into the private or foreign traders. And so the first thing is...
Baby, be our to menka a dumb man and pimpim and Yamamunina, ebio. Safin, what joining me, Kyle say, I cry feminine citizen show near baby be our no, and ye bidding come. And still, and come out Ghana for AD is about galamsey. A quite be I a befaswa. Ye bet me abwa. Na galamsey ya clear everyone. Me jiri se eye menu mienu asede. Asemwe enano mekan na mesi aka bio. The only thing a ehye Ghana for abufuo e wo sa galamsey we ejumadi ho. Ade ehye Ghana for abufuo pa e wo galamsey we ho. Eye se wote se MPP ni kabia. So what is a MPP ni kabia na shewa bufuo na shewa roba, because in natural sense galamsey enya dia yese sebitafrache enka obi ka ho asem a enka yese edane banta, but so what is a MPP ni ebie na no ka galamsey asem bia eya na bufu. It doesn't make sense. And yen you support it. Ghana ni bi obe raise galamsey asembia na efata. Makase Ghana, there were two kind of political foot soldiers. We have political foot soldiers who are daft. Omone MPP for no, very daft. And reasons why all surveys, any up in your mark in who say Ghanaian students don't like MPP. Because you can't appreciate their logic. Who the 8 years a 2 or my say no. Who the 8 years a district or mine to say Ghana. And today, the same person who was say, I didn't know 8 months in ye. Yentimi enye hoshe, e hona ebufu no wono. Jai ma Ghana for no muno enkasa. Jai. Na Ghana for se Ghana for no mo busa na ye de enya Ghana for wonya Ghana ni jai 8 years to the extent say ebinum ko demonstration wo kromu a galamsey ntino o ma wo mo damu for 2 years. Right? years. 8 years. The last time ebinum called demonstration, they went to jail. So I didn't know my court demonstration. Galamsey ho. In the next nipa way. So sorry be catch obi say you are not fighting Galamsey. Now what the Galamsey dintro. As if say asema obi aka ye bia no intro. Okay, so this is better. As if say asema obi aka fa Galamsey hu no intro. Frimpon boate report as a mi Bobie and I'm a troye. Anas a project on Galamsey with a friend say Akwawi do a takradi Charles Bisiu. No nyina involve as a mi Bobie and I'm a as I said Dunkatia and this national chairman and a Concord to BB MPP Chebi Chebi Etiwa MPP for your friend say a press conference secretary Jamfua and a to Gala Etiwa forest Utie kwa usi nensemo a wokan so say yen yanu MPP for ebie wo mo no ekasa te se de ase obi sheda dintro ewo Galamsey no gu wo mo so e na Ghana fo gidi ye Al Jazeera me menya adwuma wo Al Jazeera menya adwuma wo Al Jazeera menya adwuma wo Al Jazeera Kwame Kwati nya adwuma wo Al Jazeera Ghana ni bia no a wona de Al Jazeera documentary ne bae no am de nam ena mudi intro egu MPP for so na mudi intro gu ubu so am se kyeremi ade kora eye entro kyeremi ade kora eye entro Kati Jamfu wa meka se MPP abaya achi ne excavators ase no there were MPP boys complaining but you see Galamsey no Debia someway maka and yes be a Kufuado time so the Galamsey start you. The problem some of us had with the Kufuado government is when later a PSA the president himself his cousin Gagwache Dako ekwa wusese a Baumia office for the national security. You see these top officers yanone ma Galamsey no ekono Ghana ni bi antime Galamsey ekono enya dia edin but because politicians are involved, that is the reality. Galamsey ntokwa no enya din enka nya din but we have political, traditional, police and military leaders involved in it. That's all. Omo beboa ya me akono. Omo ade ne se omo nsa no. They are the people directly involved. Asofo eka ho bi. Asofo hu omo okrom ha eka ho bi. Ubekom na Christian Council for no omushem ubekom charismatic council Duncan Williams in Crawford omushem ubekom ayi spiritual ade and sunsun sorry for no ajaguraja no line no ubekom no omushem ubekom soldier ni army commander bi oshem ubekom police penny bi oshem ubekom konfo ya amwa bi esem enya konfo ya na kogunsa ema boys no ekotu gold no enya konfo no enya omwa enti omai we no yada ni ntwamoa yadane bibi ostrich ena yadi eti ahye anwam ene eto ene nan ehwe abonten ena ye claim say oh ya dodgy. Yes, we have become ostrich. Di ye kagalam say asema de ma MPP ni bi eka bia na ne ho abufu ete se fie na Ghana for bu afu no. And you see Ghana for bu afu now about the galamsey no. And to say Ghana for abufu during the MPP time. The MPP time, the Ghana for abufu ni nyina ne say identity the president was involved in galamsey. Akufo-Addo was involved in galamsey. Ne party ma Kennedy Japan be catch ye ono ani party ma be catch ye say o pe galamsey gold nyina ekọ presidency. You understand? Ene abufo no amanfo buafu eye JM ene NDC aban no ene say ekọ ya Ghana for so se enka enkrofo NDC aban ede ekwawusinom gadwoche dakonom and me bo omudia na say me restraining me ho so that I don't use some descriptions for them. Ekwaya nkrofo pese Jomama de omo fa so no ena ye omo hu ye ya no na ma nkrofo bu afuo. That's all. That's all. Saudi 8 years abetra on mine so say me president me ye galamsey e dia say bibia omu wie ya no adane no ase aba abegina ho aha adenti na wuntimi nko say emra point knowing the level of distraction what cause no ase atwa no abegina na obusa. All right, so let's watch this from Professor Frimpong Boateng office.
But then we'll be an iPhone report about which year the MP? I also a culture was I'm chair of Parliament.
What be doing?
Elvis Donko. So, but then we'll be an iPhone report about which year the MP? I also a culture was I'm chair of Parliament.
What be doing?
Elvis Donko. So, AAK MP. Oshi awoka so prof on so be hia machine ba ko de akwa now oka say ne akwawusi MP ni me was na akwawusi MP ni wa akwawusi we excavated be akwawusi enye excavated be na nya.
No, but I don't even know this Elvis Donko. Who is he?
Elvis Donko, member of Parliament for AAK.
I don't know him. Because she am
I said that last week cook chamber.
And the thing is true. Please go away. Don't allow me today. Please walk out.
Prof,
no, please. Don't see the way you're talking, I don't like it.
Prof, say anything about him.
No, but see, if you come out to accuse me, I don't like it. You go when I'm ready because I'm doing something for tomorrow.
No, Prof, I thought would be maybe when many don't wait any about with regards to and first you can come apart.
Yes.
Wo Prof, and our mommy authorization. Some informal team na message have no money say man.
Yes.
Wa Prof now san catch him say team na message me fa gizo na fa nka. Yes, sir.
But do you tell me why is that maybe?
Oh, Prof.
We talk about the framework in part. You know say party history and it's okay. Let's go to me now. You want to be concession. So want to be a concession. So you go there, inspect the place. Let's form a team. But the kind of one can't tell say, what we I'm not go for you and I don't know. We talk about the framework.
One kasa na we see mo a wo ko takwa. Abro mbeka say area ho baby diesel mo be suggest say area mo ho baby. E ho no mo ye me yenko ye adwuma. One kasa na we see mo echo mo a chance.
No, John Bobie if I'm right.
And you want on this but then we be an iPhone report about Adam which year the MP. I also a catcher was saying. What's your parliament?
What did you mean?
Elvis Donko. So,
They one man.
from America. AK MP. Oshi awakazo prof and can also be here machine back at the aquarium. Now, Oka said,
Omo ena catcher Ghana for say the NDC government is not doing enough to fight Galamsey. And I agree with them. The NDC government is not doing enough. However, today we'll talk about the issue of state of emergency. Is it necessary? Is that the only way to fight the Galamsey? Is that the way out for us? All right, okay.
Prof, you know, we can't be talking about your ministry without asking you on this critical issue, the missing of the 500 excavators. Quickly, explain to us what happened.
It is no excavator, 500 excavator. Who said that? It was somebody who threw that into the
Media space.
Yes, it's the media space to tag something on Frimpong Boateng. What am I doing for 500 excavators?
What really happened, Prof? What was the true story?
The true story is that at the start of the Operation Vanguard thing, the soldiers were supposed to arrest the excavators. And they go into the forest where they are doing the mining, and they remove the control board.
Okay.
So if they remove 20 control boards today, they will report that they have immobilized 20 control boards.
Once they are removed, there's no way those excavators can move.
But then when you go away, they'll bring new control boards and fix them, and then and off they go. So we got a report that they had immobilized over 750 something excavators. So we appointed somebody to go around and check. When we went around, I think we got about 150, 200 that we could see. Okay. The rest had either been given to the owners or they put in some
extra parts
and moved them away.
Okay.
And then somebody put it out there, from Bob Martin has taken 500 square. What am I going to do with it? There was an orchestrated scheme, even within the party and the government.
To get you out.
So that, look, why is it when I left, now everybody is in the forest? At that time, you dare not enter the forest. You know, but as I said, I don't want to go into details now because I have a lot to say on that. But let me tell you that I did not take one excavator for anything. And they know the truth. Now things are coming up. You know those who are behind it, and the party people who are there, people in government, including Jubilee House, who are doing Galamsey and so on, even now. So let Frimpong Boateng stay in his corner and enjoy his retirement.
Imagine NDC government inviting Frimpong Boateng to come and tell us who are those people. Ayana under MPP or Jubilee House and no more yes no. Ye jai comments we nyina maneko. Ena ye ko in circles. Ye kwa ni asia baba besi bebia ye gyina. Ena obia ebusa se eye hwan. Meanwhile nyame adom wa chaye eye investigations processes ayade ye bibi. It's really sad. It's really, really, really sad. Frimpong Boating. We mentioned Jubilee House. Omo yes adie no. As to whether say or pepa, that is the will to fight it. It's another issue.
You shut the stable door so that the horse doesn't escape, which is what we've done. So if it's from illegal sources, it's from legal sources. At least it's our land that is being destroyed. So let us get the benefit of it instead of foreign traders. So that's the first thing. But if you go and read the Gold Board law, it has a requirement for tracking and tracing. And as I speak, the Gold Board is working with an organization to put on a track and trace system. And so they're going to see those who have legitimate license requirements so that they can assist them in responsible mining so that we can buy that gold off them. Once we do tracking and tracing, it's in our interest.
Nana Kwabena Bobie Ansah. Berema be meti gara furukube puntimpuna si sokode. No wakanchira katabing say you what you unkensen. Kwabena keja guma mni yanko. Nana Kwabena Bobie Ansah. Berema be meti gara furukube puntimpuna si sokode. No wakanchira katabing say you what you unkensen. Kwabena keja guma mni yanko.
All right, so I am Senra and National Catholic Secretariat, Office of the President, Centenary House. Omo ede eye adisredie ekoto NDC abanim. So statement of the Ghana Catholic Bishops Conference on the destructive scourge of illegal mining and the urgent measures required. Okay. And Mamene Ayanana Pipra Michael Kojo Pipra, President Ma Concerned Small Scale Miners Association in Inkobo. Michael Akwaba. Boko there. Good. Michael, so this conversation about a state of emergency on Galamsey, if we were last week, Abba, Omemu Catholic Ekuso issue statement on the matter. What do you think? Small scale miners must say on this conversation.
I mean, chair was here for any washer for. I think on my attitude and on my attitude, no, I don't think so. We are bad for the country. Say Ghana, it's not some money say. Na on my no attitude pansama. Into me different countries say sour mine so now yako citizens so if you know my more abuchi I'm Ghana for we na ever Ghana mo Ghana can so it means if no more young more Accra they still trace their lineage here mo person mo identify as Ghanaian so there's that patriotism say be nyina no yeah, very happy with. Now, the issue with Galamsey, most times I am here. Now, idea won't hear say. If it's also idea no, idea benya won't mean as a report in a sense. Galamsey. Every time no, it comes to the public domain. Where times will be a China means what the solution Nankasa said the bano service. Into me, for solution in bar. But how to identify the problem in the union identify. And these are the problems we face as a country. You know, because the state of emergency. Now we be now a resort they discuss to know. So the way as a country, no, you fikaka. It has you cannot do the same thing every day and explain and expect different results. And Nanadu down for this 2017 to 2019, there was a partial state of emergency declared. That is when they declared a ban. Say more being to form a good day, being it small scale mining or even illegal mining. And you read so you see soldier for a for any police for gold. That time in Ghana, every year the leading producer of gold in Africa. If I was a leading producer of gold now, said this time in the mine in the course, said be a mutia, and I said be a aliens and I need to suffer more good. The time I declare, say a more beautiful good not those times and if you say shoot to kill. The military were wholly equipped. Say to me and forces are banned. That is the time na forestry. Sebe and Kofushima na ya protect you sebe na mu etu for me good. Nti then you be say sa ban after the ban e go see say. Nyane ne ka Galamsey ho asem. You talk to me no. That time my military ni baye na bibiri na kasa that time that era na nkasa and the compounding of Galamsey in this country nti say nyina no ye be hwe na ebu kompo akoyetia using the brute force or by order declaration no enya dia sabe etumebo TNDC aban Rap Penini JJ Rollins na Odano Onumpona for 30 years he was going to use the brute force. On one now no yet military abino and a small scale mining by no. Well who says using the force, declaring of state emergency, trying to kill people to do the right thing. It's a bread and butter issue. Kenya debate to me a boy as a country. And on no the shame bring in this modern era, declaring a state of emergency, even by UN convention, the definition in Galamsey issue no. A boy bra. See, who declare be BB state of emergency? It means at the end BB during the year. O my na boy nessa. Intino. Say be declare.
Michael. Enti meba Ansah na beto aso no wugiri se ba bia yaduri oman no moye
Winyan ka meba ho
Dabi me busa ho wulu su twi edbi wugiri se ba bia yaduri oman no moye
boy
Michael so what meba boye kakra what ba bi to say suadru for the past 2 months you can't get water to drink, you can't get water to bath. Do you think say okay? Or baby et say Winiba for the past 3 months. Unyansu num untimi nyansu nyare. Okay say the papa. So consider same at other areas. Our western region ne ade. Say o mind drew a pompenswa or manfo nyansu numa. Yes, water is life. When you don't have water, which means you don't have life, What's your mind boy?
Okay, but me explaining what I mean by a mining boy. Yeah, Bobie. Oko baby to say takwa Christia. What so onongo Kenya se Sapelga Tilly. Oko baby to say dollar power. Assignment so body. These are bigger towns. At the end of the day, we need to understand the problem and take out emotions. Why is it that, and that means to say, oh, Accra, say we need to Accra. Yeah, na ye agitated. Say, and governor mo say being granted to no, omunsu ya say, say be omani bo indicate state of emergency. But nipa no ti kwekra say no, he is not complaining. In a sense, yes, omu, and for 4 more months, no. I am not complaining. They are not saying anything. It is about the same and I'm saying, me see Accra Airport, but Obuasi won't complaining. Kenya won't complaining. Say she, as far as won't complaining.
Michael, Obuasi for I ain't for na no mo. To na person breaking it down. Oka Obuasi for on here for. Onu Obuasi kru me ba o. Oni Obuasi krum for no. Na e kasa na se oni enkrase e wo Obuasi om tu galamse na e kasa. What is which?
Enkrase no. Se bebe na omuti even in Obuasi krum no. Omoti fi enkrase. So many in Brazil for a group kit for the same as Omomote or Boas.
Ain't me bow. One more ya no more free of Boase, no more your videos, demonstration, no more car Ghana for say ye woo, or more swedru. Say, I dare no more yen won crassino, affect Ghana water. I'm a Ghana water and mean pumping sooner. Anasa complaints no, young one ye tea and as a Michael won't be.
Mame and they me presentation and can you appreciate what I was about to say? Okay. I am not saying the problem, I support it, but there's a solution.
Debbie, so in your submission, I say, Ubusa question. Tina media, you was identity. What's your identity? Yeah, tankra. Yeah, complaining.
I was in the middle of a statement.
No, you asked the question. Me pacho. Ubusa question.
A different question.
Hello. Ubusa me question say. Yeah, tia no omo no en complain ya den na ye complain. That is where I came in.
You did not let me finish. Say me wie and come say me wie.
Ubusa me question ya wo twem wa na me busa
question.
Okay, to aso.
I am
all right. Okay.
Me presentation.
Okay.
And me build up a point.
Okay.
So you should have made me finish.
Okay.
So that you appreciate what I was saying.
Okay.
Yes. And see, all this now, mine and Koso. But they didn't cast up the drainage in Accra. Accra, you're mine and wire. So if people in this community, Nanam and would have as well contributed the fight. No money and they are all in support of what is happening now. It means as a country, we have a problem. And this buttress my point, say, declaring the state of emergency, no. So the way any emotions, but the people we think we are fighting for, no, maybe we should go down to them and understand the problem better.
What is the problem? How better can we understand it?
Yeah. This is when you put in emotions. But issues with mining, right? The extractions and water bodies, you know, it is very dynamic when you want to solve it. Into young for emotions and into us, like the way and the way agitated. Then you show how best we can solve the problem. So that if it is mining, that needs to go on. It will go on sustainably and responsibly.
Michael,
first, or mine behind you are or between a cast of minerals. Name minerals and because or mine who can or the minerals in the first one. Minerals.
Michael,
They should sleep on the now because you to me and no man go out, the mineral should lie down and the people will go hungry. At the end of the day, if you try to fight a problem but not to solve a problem, the problem will fight back. And these are the reasons why they are trying in our FAD. And now what can we do better as a country? These are the questions we need to ask. And what we can do better is not about declaring a state of emergency. Look, a sector after Nipa over 1 million. Many will be out your way. And that would console nature for survival. At the end of the month, you be to who you would to make sure that with me I should boost one. People in these various communities, sabi also no culturally and on the culture change bit for me good. Into whether our people owning crata he wants to mine, and this is where the problem lies. Into at the end of it, as a country to make sure say one for store peace and allow people to mine and mine.
Michael, I think we are dealing with two issues here.
Mm-hmm.
Radio interactions and common friend interactions. Mm-hmm. To have this conversation, what makes me a mammy? Me my work is legit. Mm-hmm. It's legal. Mm-hmm. You can compare one kasana can you say obu or surviving because whether a documentation or no documentation also surviving. Mm-hmm. You're not illegal, so you can't mix the two. Mm-hmm. Now, say, you see, obi surviving tino. Okay, obi suni ko chane so on watching to the kokodjo pepra or ton go do so ekukuno e peska didi. Ade papa.
Yes, so and they anka you would have understood it.
Okay.
Boninti enemra.
Okay.
Said in mining, emra wo na emrenyo. Emra and you can attest to the fact that there were mining rules and a mining act. I am amended in 2017. What you say? Nipa no said been managing 15 years to 25 years. He said if we a man and we are not enforcing the law. Sabe, eduboni ana we. Illicit and I ban right? But still nanko for high. But if you are no baby dog go jina high no. On go jina bedroom. And this is the same thing as Salam said. Maybe dear, I am not condoning Nipa or Yeboni. But the solution na me person ye nyina has been consulted. On how best you can solve this problem, on how best Ghana can also benefit from its mineral right or new minerals reserve. So in I see one say, oh, sir Galam say them right here. We can turn it around so that people will mine in a sustainable way. I don't think we'll be talking about declaring of emergency. So are we trying to say that as a nation we have failed and
But issue be say former President Rawlings who say yentumi use brute force no this small scale mining buyer, right? Mm-hmm. And here we are, even with the small scale mining. Me who I will never classify you as an illegal miner. Me yes I know my born my brain me because minimum years back and I know your background. Mm-hmm. But here we are today. We are forced to bundle you guys all together like Monse Yensu, Monse Yensase, Monse or Mino. Here we are. And then I say, see, you see the same way of establishing something like small scale like Ibetimi. Se baako na anyi the Rollins de buy na anyi ya. And then I say
okay. So then nipa no so sa methodology no na enye cumbersome now. Those times before you pick cash and solve. How many people know use excavator? And now me no can say excavator ba. First, before you board and I'm no say trauma laba. What I say? In the end, the complicity of a human, no so cultural. So as a country, I would say we should be up and doing. What the temperature? Look, at the bread and butter. Always over the best thing to do is to create an alternative solution to the problem. Yeah, cafe, men kata. You say you'll be in kata. At the end of the day, obiya box up a box in the so you can't. We talk for the people and say, or no, so no, all say you see sa nipan one. Either say, yen cafe marine in the. And now say, can we do anything better to make sure that the human oil it will be sustainable in a sense that human brand? And you might be the contributing factor no anything. Places be biwa and maybe nuka person modin kata no muye mining sustainably. Obekono na company biti amanoni. Wa apply Minerals Commission at the concession no. Na ordin paper no akọ Canada stock exchange no old trading. Into what expect say nipa na ono paper na why you need money because we cannot exist without mining. Bobie, for I mean no kasa true that the truth.
Too bad. I am say you're losing your I am Kojo Pepra. But conversation you go conversation is so hello.
Hello, Bobie.
Okay, Yanko, I can take a cram.
We cannot survive as a country or human without mining. Oh, I mean, no, because of mining, gold can silver can lithium can na yet media your phone, and all these things goes with distraction. Or ring it is part of mining. Or mining it mean even salt we pour something salt mining. Sabi clinker cement. It is part of mining. Yes, Ansah. And we are to yes say assassin. It to one this. So all our existence mining can. But the problem no yes you see if you na no. What do we do? When you are Bobie the way to Tupai. Who call landing? Thames River. Landing bridge first one. Any NTO a brown. I did an investigation in Bisa Bruno, so they mine in the Thames River. I don't have Britain. Omudi two of my here. No, we see more than so it means the existence of human is still based on mining. Yeah, problem is what can we channel our energy on the responsible way of mining so that distractions like the person it means are protected. Now the pants way to form a good day. No mine is winning so far so there. Then if mining should
yeah, Kwajo.
yeah,
Go.
You cannot exist without mining. Let's come together. What can we do as a country? Sustainable practices and a responsible way of mining. Look, we are only thinking about small scale mining in Kwana and not Galamsi in Fong Kwampune essence as an issue. Have you also asked yourself, large scale miners for now, and now Minukasi, Obienbo Mudino. Or Boasi Jimmy, you cannot drink it after a fat aporiso. Or more chemicals on Modiba to treat Omu gold in Ninano. After that, chemicals equip into the river. Woko Asanku mines or fin nature more. This say all the chemicals of their mines in the Munina to refine and move cyanide in the one chemicals and for
So virtually your patch say and illegal miners no one say yinsu.
Baby.
I see.
Okay, and she said, if you say, let's say it holistically. Who's okay? Your mind,
So even the small scale miners,
that is true. I will not shy away. I will not admit. I wouldn't pretend. But what can we do? We can mine in a sustainable way. Look, many one mining engineer share during this weekend. For Ghana here, no West South Africa. And okay, say, look, as a country, we don't understand the problem. South Africa, they have places that no more mining diamond and gold. Going into the stream river, no, I wouldn't know. So what did they do? They went to water resources. They diverted the river. Almost to form a good no, almost had a better baby order. This would say you. So sustainable mining, irrespective of how you mine, at least a responsible man also affect them. It doesn't mean that all these practices, now you so down a bit to me ahead.
Why propose a common government on these suggestions?
Yes, we have. And it seems that the new methodology we lack, which is true. So he's taking people to Australia so that because now there's a strategy for 3 recycling dam. We went to Taka School of Mines, even though they were trying to show us, but when we get other knowledge from different countries, at least knowledge is power. It's a bit me mining, need me protecting against you. If I buy and say, it's not about declare and police force or more galam say for. Your car excavator the near excavator. Omucha video now be say excavator ni go hokra na air washing. And I say gold no na omuyi. What is a police from the cars of much gold that? But they didn't go much excavator. It is here declare state of emergency. And police for you, any soldiers for you, and do I could declare and I could enforce the laws. Vanguard by it was the military and the police. What happened? I didn't talk about by. Obi to me could not go no their channel, then you are reporting based on corrupt practices in the good. So it means the brute force will fail. And you cannot do everything, the same thing every day and expect different results. It is Abaya say he is going to use the alternative approach by using a responsible cooperative mining scheme, devoid of politics. Now, and maybe now, what person mutu from Ebudiano, the DBA Kwamano, how to mine responsibly. Where is wisdom? They are also million. Look, Abaya used 8 years to destroy and compound the problem. Under previous government, so Bekaya, Tapum National Park, yet the Maobiso on quite prospecting over Mampong, Ukromu Mampong. First time I met Mampong, hima a voice. Say also the two say, Abai Ana Uchi Mono, a man called for excavators or Modibesi Promo man, they will go and fight them. So, problem, and then they started. Obi 8 years, they accept or they say problem or their company problem. We don't expect Obi to me 8 months to solve a OBD 8 years. And they are saying, so let's be candid. And you should also approach whatever. You cannot do the same thing. Say the more a state of emergency. Nipa no can you visit a state of emergency? They have a pen. So that time, quite a gun and two for good anymore. And so you best say, or more, said you use emotions and say, this time around, let's put the emotions aside. Let's fight the problem head on by creating alternative solution to the problem.
All right. Koyo. You say nkomo we nye enen kwa na ebedibi. Ye be ko so adi nkomo we. Ye da se bebre.
That's a financial with you for no issues.
Yami insha so live na Accra 100.5 Citizen Show. Pacho nyabotra nyamna juma. So we are talking about Galamsey. We are talking about Galamsey. And yes, some of us we attach emotions to it because the fact that I don't live in that village doesn't mean I don't care about those living in the village. The fact that my kids are not living in that village does not mean I don't care about those kids living in that village. I care. The reason why some of us I keep on saying this. Adeɛ biara mɛyɛ ama manya sika mmoro so a ɛyɛ to the detriment of ɔman Ghana ɛyɛ me man ɛnka nhia me na memfa nkɔ wu. ɛna na obi ne me di nkɔmmɔ no ɔsɛ Bobie that's the reason why I didn't say politicians na twe wo ɛba wɔ mo ho no. And I'm so yeah, but I don't have any problem. I don't have any problem. Mini ha me kwan bia so. What do I say? And ha me kwan bia so efri say minim wo metrim say ade we mi wie fri Ghana ho. Ena mi di. Yeno kwa no emma me sleepless night. I can't. But if I have even 10 cities, na yenumu na manijie free bar, me you're okay, me you're fine, because we know be any competition. Ye nya ya ba wiase no, yang kekasa Bobie oni nkrofo we ye hwe de obedi first. There be. Me ankasa kra no, I'm not in competition with myself. But yes, no. Okay, so which means now small scale for a sensu per a yes small scale minus president or say small scale for sensu your friend say bigger companies say free man on it almost about a sensu Galamsey for so saying so. And he say na kwa ye nyina ya bro pepepe. Asam na ade. But maminka Ghana for said na president war a voter region. Ya oko cut sort. Na sort oko cut no. A major road. A kwan kese pa. Ya omo ekutwa ahomam. Na washase aye ho adwuma mamenka wo se ayi ye friend se pokuase kwai no uduru wa na abon se emema ye adwuma mesi ade ba ko pe na Ghana fo ha omo wo yewura mahama ho se cruise ya because we enkade odi se sika no within 8 months so ko pesika ni bi eba no no. Anyway, still, Mamenya Juma, Reverend Father Clement J. Kwesi, on a Secretary General, Ghana Catholic Bishop Conference. Papa Safo, Akwaba.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Boko dear, Papa.
You're the one I'm saying.
A radical home, you cremunka crankakra. I mean, ye didn't come and come away. I feel you say, Papa, ye did cry near ferry. If we say, ya from one through 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. Still, yeah, there's so fremo. And the fremo kura na say you baby emfa question in free, ni emfa nkonkosi. But ni nyina ye statement a more issue on ye galamsey. Me read portions be. Me de pa. I am say okay, so let's say the 6th paragraph and submit me a bosso kakrebia.
Okay.
And I quote, yet justice must be tempered with mercy. Those driven to galamsey by desperation must be offered sustainable alternatives. Properly regulated small-scale mining zones could be created, fortified with environmental safeguards and technical support. Displaced farmers should be restored with land credit and training. A nationwide afforestation and reclamation program should be launched, not only to heal scars of destruction, but also to provide dignified employment, especially for the youth. Okay, so Papa, baby amoka say, enka wamonshe, nenka be environmental, fortified with environmental safeguards and technical support. Any small scale miners yen zone ni ade. Say and this abai aka ni nyina, omdo omano aka. Munyini say ne kwan so anu omnam no. But eso omoye more.
Yeah, that's the Let me share and church for you.
Omojoso.
Yes, it was the bishops can you say on Shefako, Oshabinkum, no Shelifa. At the end of the year, I drew baby a yet. Galanse di a yasam, Cassia, I Monsieur Amantana mine. I was a shock because a day. You bet brain after. If we say, may I secretary, if we say, go to an idiot, sick or corn on it to an idiot. No, I told. May I told, wait till your friend and say, I have a friend, go coast. I'm not going to go. I don't say, go to the Tartary. Assassinate. Nelson and Miranda Yankasa, you could turn it say, go to the better assassinate Kakaya Candy. For the year, who be uncommon. And the year can say, a mother up to the so. Ha, mineral acting Hankasano, a G2. And then I'm on Nibia and Kaho. Ain't you know, yet the necessary, almost a young pa. No, my year will say, Yan Waha. Yan Waha. Name Marco for any chance of burn one quite so. Ha, I don't know on the conversation said. I might be so galant, maybe no say enough for. It's a sense I say, you made me if you was a region. A friend say, a time mountain. I think you grab a circle upon a honor who share the Saskibia as say now, I think it was. Into a toe, young toe, a trauma of my year. We need to reclaim the land. And no, I buy a fair share and also not ye. And yes, I had the Mantiano, Ombaya Juma, because of when I yeka. No, I say, Yingamongo, and I'm saying, baby.
Papa, Asam no, many small scale miners, penny catchers is here.
Yes.
And what catch them say? Says I quail for full food, then chamfree. What when you ready, you, and so, Omoko. If so, more free about. Was galam say for no illegal miners ni saying so. Small scale miners saying so. Big companies say from an neighbor you may saying so. Into approach about a state of emergency and the akeka hono emwa enya adwuma. Say baby even small scale miners no almost gidie akwa gina no papa.
Say say enya adwuma dia. No, part say, Galam say no common, a bayading. It's any you bring about any you put, men and yadri. It's a settlement in a bar. Any other castle of Munya and your bear for some back on what the baby or the go to come no baby. Then no back phone, they set the idea elco, a young quassam, and a dear elco, Japan qua, and I do. Do maybe a hard decision taken and yet easy. If you are buying on your cocoon, won't take drastic decisions. A mighty name in I, that associate to Comopium. Amonia, but what's a young Shenex, other small scale miners, legal miners, a friend saying, large scale miners, I think I'm a man shaman sooner, yeah, the bureau about the sex woman, that a car, woman, it's answers, and you will fear. Now, one share. Na the bill on back of other canon into a cassette, a India, any yard, and none to that. So funny. Bosumi Bakunti. So, young father baby to say, and I'm saying, at a man more baby. Wamusu Mutusa. Wamutusa, no Wamuko who say, a crobby, yes, your friend say, Abriwan in crying, said ye.
na che say yemfa ne say omanfo empim du ena oma kire nsraban e wo wura no mu a aye kurokura awie o empim du
you know social media
na papa sofo say yemfa ne say nipa empim du yi ya bo mo ahweten nanso wo mo namu de ya obenya ne gold ketua bi akoto de adidi ana se obekọ site bi akoya adwuma de woto aduare de oto nsuo ene de keka ho say ya state of emergency a enipa mpim du wei ekom bosome no mu no obu ha woni agya eni na eni se oni wura oni sombuafo oni tobi mamni say nipa mpim du ne se wo mu hima bakroma ba begu yeso a bosome pemu no oman we yede yetibe fan wo street mu lord kwam
amasre paro amasre
papa aya ni brisa bo papa
yes ni ade wono no na odi enye ne komde no ade wo yere ye ni nya juma nya nti ni nya yi nti na kokum nipa na koton isa se na ni nipa nton a nya jia bi aye yan kan sa o kama no yen tirim nka wo fo da ho na mako twitwa mu no ba fa ko adan a me dey bi no ba pa no mu free ha yan ni sa da there must be order, there must be laws, so that the way of doing things. I was saying Braja Juma, I was saying Shaya Juma, ama Obia Yota, Yeniha, Yediha, Hayansa, Yafaha, the Cas will be at the pet, Yadia, about them.
What's your peja argument, no mamma me? What's your peja mamma me? Say a Cassia Jai will be no Bianya di Opa, or my name
at all.
Na wadarumo sesi ano moka asembi won enye ye moka asembi ewo mo krata kruchire yemu say we appeal to the president or President Mahama to show the courage of leadership.
Exactly.
Government must prosecute not only the poor but also the powerful, not only the weak but also the well-connected. Without courage, no policy will stand, no law will hold, no declaration will succeed. Mujiri say NDC aben o wakokodo betun aye.
No, what shall I say here the hunisa. Isan say ye no ye sha say bishop say so omo kasa ho no acho. So hwe ye consider one kasa okay. Say for 2015 20 that is true. And I say we afa. It is the astronomer. Astronomer saying Yankopon Ede Yasi Japadin in Ashi Nipa Yansa. It didn't pay the man for way behold. The Yankaso, and Cassian Sen, to send a payan you book Yankopon Branson. The one I yen here. The no sooner a bias some funny Amma, Yankasa Amma, a dominant Casa. The item comes for Aye Casa. Enti economy do sesia no eyedin pa na ka se dia na moa eni tire ye ka te ma se onya kukuduro efi se galamse no nimia ko fampanyi e chiro esika fo papa tata chiro ye wo mo de biara ye chi omom wani no a omko di pa no o ka se ko pe dia be du kan eno kure yan chi ko fon kasa na obo se chire no
Aha. Ajay.
Politicians, it be a business, Mahama Onyina,
Papa Sofo, asem no ewo ha. Ha na asem no wo. Sei ade no akwai se enya nkoda na di dwumadie no. Politicians ya yes wo momwa ya miankun. They inside.
Sure.
Yeah, papa no asofo inu musu bi tukura behwe no na they inside.
Baby baby.
Wo behwe nananom ahemfo. Oh, what can I hear my so no dia fawura mu ho they inside. Yeah, nananom akomfo so inside the wagon. And says, at this level, where do we go? Where do we start it from? How do we fight it? Or more, I saw your phone pen in phone police force, they inside. Papa, they inside. Media for yes and we they inside. We they inside.
Yes.
Because last 2 years, abrante bi a oyɛ media adwuma na or report ma ye radio stations baako nkran ase mempɛ sɛ me antagonize obia na abrante no ekoba se ye no na account mu na politicians or central region mu tu ade no wo tu na ono ne bank account mu na wo discane fa ento na edi wo mo kyerɛ wo mo Monteha. Papa nti ade we ni say no. Wonyi ni se ba bia aduru no. Orajo mama ayedin ama no.
Yes. No krepa. I was say no ka say oma onya kukuduru. I was say oma no kre no a date. Mo find yes or the pay support. No kre no eme dida. Joke nyina no kre. Enu tino deɛ ɔsɛ ɔyɛ sɛ ɔsɛ ɔka nokore no ne hu sɛ sei na ɔyɛ na problems wɔ face me because adena kasa de yɛn nyinaa yɛsɛde o but ɔno ɔman panyin no ɔna ɔdi ani so ɔdi ani di a yɛn nyinaa yɛtoa ne so no no so ɔnkwa na sɛ makɔfo bebree na yɛda abɛma agora ɛnu tino yɛhyɛ na yɛn wonim sɛ ọba yi bishops no Roma for no so from penifo no amakọ na ho mpre no
oh sir
oh yes
ewo galamsey ho
yes kan you know ewo ya course no ho mpre no eya de ye pese tane ya chocho kakao otu ani atro ya to ama no daddy ndeni ya kọ no mpre no the big time to delegates because secretary general be there so can could be bishop bear five the town the call Cristiano or buy na biem busumi no ya me bishop ni na be sia the town let us say about the bad and channel between komo or to my date I think man Sunday said that back in 92 yes I call 20 bishops the order in any all you could do come come ada yi ka bet am say ka ho etiyeni Roma so je Roma so ba bia na je tie chiri ache yan kwane ni ko tin komo no ka o yegu so na ye na ha na we you could see a comfort you rock na na feel di o mi kasa de na ya de ye ti jun sa de ya di ma nti on the be the focus ada ma ye jira se so e ka wa ti bi so na papa no nye ready say o pese obo na obi aboa no abaya mana yeye
wojini
ya penkwa ana ya penkwa no ye na de ka wa say de say ni ni tu no kan o ye no ana o ye na ma bishops no omo ehu ni sa no he said adna ayam kwa eni owo de ni te we say benya sika de be ko wo mu the tronon e trade asa you say trade asa chemu don ko asi wey na medemu jian ko pa se wey ye wo kwan wey ye nkwan mo je na mo pe wo kwan na mo pe se wo pe se fence nkwan na na ni ko bi se no ko fo no ni kase enyambre sa ha ye ni ba ko so ya sa so na ko kasa ni bi san because esie nyina ya bua wo asofo ya nkwan ya nyina ya bua na nya hwe ha na ye kasa keke isan se na wo kan e wo se me no Equisia friend is a constitutional review committee.
Yeah.
Commission, you know. Yes. As some catch on say the Galamsey fight is a local governance issue. So now can papa no church on kwan. Omo mo krum omo no nim baby aka na see no ye no baby send the baby that time omo de call time omo fan call omo no nim kwan be for sebede. You bit a sin kwan. We try cry. Now we say na ma so for go omo kushi. Because almost and so be able I for no because be involved and I show a buying quo. It's getting nada and when Mahama president also team
enti papa sofo papa sofo
education no
papa sofo mpacho we dia wadaroma oba na ye commented this ye wonwum bia na eto semi bobra pa hotia semi jai body na me papa minim se rade obi kwambi o mami na papa pacho mi busa si eto sa nyum we na ni braba na ye chisofo bi se na ohini bi se galamse ya ni enkola be bodachi ma bible no be makwai
bible makwai
ebe makwai sa
so o man mra makwai dia se man mra de ejuma o man mra no ke se na ajuma bible no so se kan na ju fo si abo na ye si abo bi no be si abo no na che se mpanyifo no ama ko mo hwe mra no so no asofo mpanyifo hwe mra no so na aja tu sara de bi na ye kwa se we ya look to be send a brand echo. Sagana Mrano, Emma Pine say, collective a bullet ma dia.
The entire da me busa assassin when say. Say, what's a penny bia? I was said the police for Nino, a dealy. What's a aquala? I was said the police for any dealy. Or money yakoye class system state. Enti said ye na wo kanui ye chi akola wo site ya na ye twinase empanifo na ye no ehedem enti owura mahama be kun wo site ho na empanifo no ehedem ye koya na ye bai
enuntina madase enuntina na me kasa ho ne kono enye nyina ye ko de me hu ne se ebidu mane na ehwe yamianhwe obi so ase on because here or politika aguni kutoku that there should be no discrimination because you mu bia ba we ya yet ya ne say we do ya dia yet ya sa ni ma se bebre wo mi say traffic do nkomo a ni fi galan say area na ma chin enso na nim se ne mbra no so esi eko se ne yi hwe nkofo anim please ni chi we ya obetna ja na ene ochiwe isu a obedem na nsa tano jano ochiwe ya we je godiya no jano we ja not and never pi ewo mu e tire me ka se o ma panyin only kind me ye be di na chi ya chire se yin se si atwi ni ni san se si anya de sa na se wonu ntimi ka se meje si bia ba se just what o kana ho se na watwe me no pom ni pe na se kana ho ya tmasi na je shen ko da faso ko san saying galam say no you to ase no papa ya de da fomo na ka say local for people ni nara om no ni nara ko da fa o kan yi no se local no tim fo no mo ho no om no om de hene ewo police no police no ya chibi de bana wo to fie no panyi bia o mo fika dia se fie no yin ni da ho ni nya je tu se fi no ka be ni se ya ya ebe bo yin na but to see am man panyi no odi ni onya kukutu ye be di na chi ka da bi no ebe ye wu amaye hwa aduane fa ye dwen na price kakra ka okomo
enya gro
price kakra ka okomo
enya gro papa
10-15 years to come and be
Bible say we know na de ban ni bi o aje say akomche ne mpaibo
yes
enti papa so for why ye organize ye ho say ne atwe akora ye nko ne mfe ye funu to ho
no krepa
na ye nsre ma o man na bonsama sore ye so
dodo
dodo ahomete dodo eja ye da se bebre that's yo. All right, so I'm back to the studio and we have a lot to talk about. And yes, let's move. May I say Honorable Kwabena Stewia Kwanzaa, former MP for Fansman and former regional minister, Central Region, are joining in the studio. Honorable Chief Nixon Baini will join us, former deputy national organizer for NDC, will join us in the studio, and still we hope to see Solomon Owusu, spokesperson for Movement for Ghana, and Divine Nkrumah, director of Operations PPP. Honorable Akwaba.
Yenia.
Boko there.
Nyame dache.
Ami. Yeshia studio si ache.
Yeah. That's where I'm from.
Oh,
what's a yeah kukranji atawufi.
But oja kokrasa abusia penny ho na ya trench na.
Yeah. And the Ikomi village wa ehun. Ye will be more from atawufi. Yeah, atawufi.
Meaning what?
Yeah, mpinifo wakopa wonkopu bi onwo tenafie nti se asembisia no bibi some strategy na yakonsum ndam no see. That person also watch it. So watch it. Sikana another work with you and one sikana watcher. Or many be because no so need to come.
To a more child say ataufi.
Ata ofi. If come on. Yeah.
Penny. Yeah. I get it. Anyway, but so far, what I'm to say, governor stage. I'm saying, 8 months near mobile power in share with studio other, right?
Yeah.
But so far, 8 months. What do you see? What do you think?
Yeah, I would say so far so good. I mean, it's a Kruma. I won't talk Akraba because of. In Bibia like it's not everything that is rosy.
Yeah.
But comparatively, no, Ghanaians feels a little some reprieve will be about there. Like
where? Which sector?
Oh,
which aspect of life?
I can say all aspects. Where today my best studio za nkomo na mudi oye galamse ono nye adi kakra make there maybe or twihen san kakra but ono po e compare ejuma we de guakwen ma wodi vis-a-vis 8 years bi a we butwemu kod. There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes, we know, but still want to see action.
No,
pragmatic policies.
Yeah.
Policies that will give us hope. That we know that yes, yes, you may raise issues about the economy, with the dollar, with the fuel, blah 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 blah. Yes, at least yes, business community, no, and Shedan also should be braced. But there are some few things that you've mentioned Galamsey, issues about guns proliferation in Ghana. Say formation of armed gangs.
No, but I mean, Jim did 8 months in ati gang.
Oh no.
Oh no, Oyada.
What we mean is that it's
Oyada. But you see, if you have people who will tell you that they will make your government, and they will make sure the country is ungovernable now. I mean, there are so many aspects to that kind of saying. There will be what catch out there. I remember we may sure there. They can do anything just to make you unpopular. But the American there, the government should stay focused. As I say, I believe there with time, all this gun thing, we started it way back in 2012. That we were even forcing people to even come and register their guns. We won't even charge them anything. They should come and because guns are all criminal, master. You don't have an idea. As I say, if a police people were caught stealing arms from their armory, national security is telling us that some military equipment moved to the national security, but it can't be accounted for. Where are those guns? Say I'm lucky. Now them true na din okedi abonofu bi won say ma. Just imagine me and you, we are at risk.
Yeah.
You understand me? You'll be driving on the road, a 70-year-old boy will point a gun at your head. Anyway, what you care if you win?
Yeah.
You understand me? So I believe the Ministry of Interior is doing a lot about that thing. You understand me? There, it will be very difficult to control guns because of Ghana. No, here, we don't have a proper database
Okay.
Ewa eko America na eko tutura ewa itu true na they register the gun with your fingerprints and everything. So anytime,
but I think they do the same here.
No, they do, but do they have the database? Look, no, let them just take the fingerprint and run it into their system. We randomly cannot do that unless they suspect you and they arrest you before they can run the fingerprint and say, you have this, you have this. But what I'm trying to say in there, baby fufra. Baby to the America, they have a database of you. Everybody's fingerprint is there, and fingerprint doesn't change with age. You understand me? So definitely, say BBC never run fingerprints in the pair. But when there, Obaka the say on your correct grandpa. So on your correct grandpa, you get about 6 names will appear. You know, there one shortlist 6 names. So zeroing down on those 6, it's easier than looking at the whole population. If we are able to do that, it will control the guns small. And the issue, most of the people who use it to try something. One children. Into watching I don't know the kind of ballistic examination or forensic examinations. This gun was shot from a 45 millimeter, or it was shot from this type of gun, or that kind of thing. I think there we should move to the next stage. Now, you see, just imagine America that they even control guns. Look at what is happening there. I hope you understand. They are having a tough time. So tough times, but we from in our system right now, no, you don't know where the guns are. I can tell you, the last time I checked, it checked the moment we control small arms,
Ghana
small arms commission.
Yeah,
look, the number of guns that they have registered, it's about, if I'm not lying, it's about 10% of the guns that are in the system. You understand me? You can be there, then somebody will come and tell you that, Charlie, 9mm. So you ask yourself that, I should be able to walk into a shop and say that I want to buy a 9mm gun.
With my identity card and everything.
So that at the end of the day, mutope minim there. Registration or straight away they notify the police, because police have access to all the arms dealers in one database. So they know who bought gun yesterday, which type of gun, even the amount of ammo out there, the bullets are out there, and that kind of thing. They have it all. So tomorrow, if they arrest you, we'll catch you but you bought 100 rounds of ammo. It's left with 40. What did you use the 60 for? Maybe but they should find an innovative way, and I believe Interior Minister knows all this I'm talking about, and they are putting things in place to make sure
to fix it.
To fix it, because it's dangerous. I mean, you don't know who owns what at this moment.
Anyway, a conversation, but we have our main conversation. I'll come back to you, then we will just hit on it. Bill's microcredits, I mean, Ghana for you. I said, oye ojumayeni na ajuma na oye no. Everyone's a business now, you. And I say, kasem no, Charlie. Akoye bibi kumsi kumsa. Bill's microcredits, I mean, can't you say, bra, obebuao. Obesa was starting ajuma so from zero. Wow. Also, the Ohia Uganda card. And you have na kofa ye collateral ne deposit ni susu savings the requirement to be no. From 05969208833 and as a 0302200390 Bill's microcredit jet Go TV simming country Ghana for nyina say afedie European League na ye de emoya shit. Why menya. Now the only say I say good time means amazing blockbuster movies, intriguing series, and reality shows that bring the drama. Ube should be a feel. It was me in country Ghana for say was I the local content about your friend House of Clue and Ansah Sikaboto. ɔse nkɔdaa no pɛpapapapapapapapapa ne nyina wo go tv so awofoɔ enti wohwɛ na wo go tv no asa na ɛyɛ sɛ wohwɛ na connect back a dial ɛyɛ star 759 hash star 759 hash na watua wo subscription na afei deɛ mɛfie hɔ ayɛ nika na afei deɛ wama life abɛ fie hɔ ai go tv no manso wa herbal clinics men ka kyerɛ Ghanafoɔ nyinaa sɛ afei yarewa a ɛha nipa yarewa a ɛtete nipa yarewa a ɛsɛ nipa no nyinaa no manso wa herbal clinic wɔn aba wɔn new fadama Bombay washing bay na akyi so wɔn nim new fadama Bombay washing bay na akyi wɔn from 027 201 9917 and 0244 626590 onsa betumi aka omu nyinara meba beka eye makot surgicals and once matchro no maka MTN once matchro no maka the luckiest once matchro ubehu se ene ye woni ma papa ni bi pa wa ha ye de ebremo na before that wait I'll be back.
I never expected or I never deluded myself that the fight against illegal gold mining or galamsey was going to be an event. I mean, definitely, there's no magic wand. The decay has eaten so much over the last 8 years that it's going to take a lot of work to be able to overcome it. And I didn't expect that in 18 months we would declare victory in the fight, as the livelihoods of about 4 million Ghanaians is on small-scale mining. And so it's going to be a process. It's not going to be an event. But we will not give up. We have a determination to get on top of it. The Gold Board was introduced as part of reforms. And if the Gold Board was not introduced, I mean, those who were taking the profits from the small-scale mining sector were the foreign traders who were taking that money away. In 6 months, we have exported over $6 billion. About $4 billion of that money was going to go into the private or foreign traders. And so the first thing is you shut the stable door so that the horse doesn't escape, which is what we've done. So if it's from illegal sources, it's from legal sources. At least it's our land that is being destroyed. So let us get the benefit of it instead of foreign traders. So that's the first thing. But if you go and read the Gold Board law, it has a requirement for tracking and tracing. And as I speak, the Gold Board is working with an organization to put on a track and trace system. And so they're going to see those who have legitimate license requirements so that they can assist them in responsible mining, so that we can buy that gold off them. Once we do tracking and tracing, it's in our interest, because then we can export under LBMA, and we'll get more profit from exporting under LBMA. So the Gold Board is not just about buying gold, it's also about financing responsible small-scale mining. And mind you, small-scale mining is not illegal in this country. It's provided for in our laws. It's just that in many cases, we've not even trained the miners about what responsible mining is. You just see anybody who gets an excavator just goes anywhere and starts digging and washing. But small-scale mining takes place in Australia. It takes place in Canada. And so as I speak, we are organizing a trip for the Small-Scale Miners Association to Australia. Australia has given us an invitation to bring them to come and see how small-scale mining is done without destroying the environment. And so that's something we're going to take an advantage of. And the Gold Board is leading, and the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources are leading that charge. Today we're seeing a stabilization in the price of goods and services, with inflation dropping significantly from 23.8% in December 2024 to 11.5% in July 2025, the lowest inflation rate recorded since December 2021. But this isn't just about numbers, it's about being felt across markets and homes. The prices of key commodities are falling, and for the first time in years, brands and businesses are actively advertising their price reductions, a sign that recovery is not only real but tangible. Official trade associations have presented data to Parliament that shows that up to 4,500 different items on the market have seen varied price reductions. We've also laid the groundwork for a digital Ghana through strategic investments in science and technology and innovation through the 1 Million Coders program. These strides are not isolated. They are part of a clear, deliberate national reset that is restoring hope, creating opportunity, and ushering in an era of shared prosperity for all. Yes, our insistence on doing things the right way may afford those who have looted this country some temporary relief, but let me be clear, it will not grant them permanent escape. Across multiple fronts, active pursuits and prosecutions are well underway under the Operation Recover All the Loot. Over 200 cases are under active investigation, with about 80 people interrogated so far. Several prosecutions have begun, progressing steadily and remaining firmly on course. In the Republic versus Edubuan and 3 others, the state has submitted witness statements together with all other documents, and trial has commenced. And the first of 3 prosecution witnesses have been called and have been cross-examined by counsel for the accused person. With the SkyTrain case, for instance, the prosecutors have secured a trial date, as all preliminary matters have been concluded and the trial is set to commence. For the National Service Authority case, due to its expansive nature, charges have been drafted and will be filed as soon as the legal year begins against the following person: the Republic versus Osei Sibe, the Republic versus Eric Nyako, the Republic versus Gifty Owari. Also for the National Cathedral, we are awaiting a forensic audit from the Auditor General. Additionally, charges have been drafted and are ready for filing in the case of Republic versus Wuntumi and Akuntamine. The Economic and Organized Crime Office, IOCO, is finalizing its report with respect to Exim Bank transactions. Dockets are in preparation for the buffer stock case and the drip equipment case. Investigations are ongoing into the African Cup of Nations case, the March set case, and approximately 20 other cases currently. Let me be clear, every single case of corruption that needs to be investigated is being looked into. And once evidence is found to ground the prosecution, that will happen and happen swiftly. The Gold Board is formalizing Ghana's gold trade. As of today, gold trading is a reserve for only Ghanaians. This strategic move will help maximize national benefits, enhance transparency, and ensure that the wealth generated from our natural resources is reinvested in our communities and national development. Thank you very much. The first question is about the rise in the value of the cedi. We recognize a very steep appreciation in the value of the cedi in response to the reforms that we were carrying out. And for those of you who listened to me, there was one occasion where I said, people were asking whether it will go below 10. And I said, it is dropping, but it will find its true value. It was undervalued at 16, and it probably is overvalued at 10. But somewhere between there, we have the real value of the cedi. And so I believe that it is about stopping rapid depreciation of the currency. Almost every currency would realize either depreciation or appreciation in the course of a year. But when you have steep depreciation of about, like we had in 2024, 25% depreciation in the currency in the first half of the year, it makes planning difficult. And so, yes, Bank of Ghana has been intervening in the forex market, but they've withdrawn. And what happened was that because of the rapid appreciation in the value of the cedi, we saw an exponential increase in imports, because then people could buy cheaper dollars and so they could import more, which is a natural economic phenomenon. But on the other side, exporters are not happy because they get less cedis for what they export. And so every country tries to find out a balance where exporters are able to do good business and importers are not overburdened by high forex rates. Where that lies, I don't know. I'm not a central bank. But the cedi is making an adjustment, and I believe that it will settle at a certain rate, and we will make sure that any depreciation that occurs in the value of the cedi is within a margin of about 5% per annum. That is what we target. And so for now, there's still speculation. It's also coincided with a period where we saw a reduction of 50% in remittances, because citizens in the diaspora were taken aback by the rapid appreciation of the cedi. And so if somebody was building a house, if he was going to send $100,000, it meant that he was losing a certain percentage of that 100,000. And most of them would decide to adopt a wait-and-see attitude and say, oh, no, as for cedi, it's not possible that the cedi can regain its value to that extent. By all means, it will go up again. So I'll hold back my remittance until the cedi goes back up. So we saw a 50% reduction. But there were also some other factors. There were some money transfer companies that were collecting cedis abroad and not repatriating collecting dollars abroad and not repatriating the dollars. There were other which we're investigating. There were other cases where people applied through the commercial banks for foreign exchange to cover imports. And those monies are transferred to pay for imports, but the imports never came into Ghana. And we've studied a period of 4 years, and over the period of 4 years, about $42 billion was taken out of this country without the corresponding imports coming into the country. And so we started sanctioning some banks, and soon we'll start interrogating some individuals who ostensibly took money out against imports but never brought those imports. We want to know what happened and if there was wrongdoing to sanction whoever it is. While we work to stabilize our economy and improve the value of our currency, we must protect that currency, because a strong CD is good for all of us. But when that happens, some people try to take advantage of it. And I think that we should all condemn anything like that. I've been reluctant to implement a state of emergency in the Galamsey fight because
Honorable Kwabena Terry are still with us in the studio, and we know our main discussions. Bobie Divine Akwaba. Boko there. A chrome to say. 21st November, I demo no. 21st. Because we need to tell the government so all happen in game kakra. Sure. All happen in game kakra. And you invite you. Honorable say nyame aduma 21st Oliver Baka Vomao. Yeah, person, yeah, 3 years. I want no to go no so no. Omutu illegal mining no. Na ye che GM baby omoshishe. Na okope wo mayen. Frimpong boatin adawroma. Nti nyame aduma ye be yi videos ya frimpong boatin anas galamsey issues ni na e be yi no krum ama manfo ahwe. Na ye dey justify the ntia ekwa bia so no. Say NDC administration e track it. But yen zoom straight to the main issue. Honorable Aquinas, Galamsey, state of emergency. Minim so oba now follow the small scale mining presidency and ye no any solution no. The Catholic Bishop Conference is insistent that we should go that way. Now we have gotten to a point, media, and any first time make cry to say small scale miners saying so, large scale miners saying so, Galamsey for so saying so, Jane broke pepe. Will be any baby or baby. But yes, as a leading figure in NDC, do you get worried for your government?
Yeah, I'm there. I shall send you some damasam damn McCain. Mr. There. Bibia abani yebia no. I mean, it's like Bibia did not claim. The only thing and I do cry. Wow, mama. Oh yeah, sometimes I feel a little bit jittery in Galamsey fight, no. But in America, there preferably another issue that we see about custom in the CCR. I can say there, yeah, but more than there, you be BB. O Sunday, you were ha in a Frimpong White on the reporting Botu. Yes. Or the reporting Botuga, and can you the Obimpo no kids who or radio do another journalist be no kids who will be there? And can nobody knew that the president has received that report for almost about 2 years? Yes. Otenado. But look at the speed. Obi just said another alleged there young painful young party painful BNB they are into Galamsey and that kind of thing. Look at the speed. What can they know? Investigate them. This is something that we are trying to fight. So it's a party painful become one. Investigate them. If Oba out there they are really doing it now, let the Lord deal with them. That is a leader who is willing to fight that canker and what's my dignity. But onye easy. You see, onye easy because let me tell you one thing. those of us if you small towns, I don't want to call it villages. If you small towns, you call around, you in Yama or Koduo, baby. You understand me?
Yeah.
Then you ask yourself, because baby were home pa, police in Biampo, you were home put the warrior them, to them, a good deal from her, another warrior baby. But you see, I listened to the president of the small scale. The reason why I didn't believe what he said in its entirety, the big large scale miners and that kind of. You see, anytime you go to a large scale mines, you know, before they will even start to mine, they built what they call the tailing dams. You understand me?
Okay.
They built the tailing dams, so that is where, and it's engineering, why in sooner all then go back to any water body another baby it's captured. You understand me? Chemicals are added to treat it. You understand me? So if you go to so many most of the big miners sites, all of them have the holding dams or the tailing dams where the waste goes in there.
Go straight to
it doesn't go straight to the water, as I say. But you see, because they lay things under and get it done properly, like they are building a landfill site, you know, they lay rubbers down to hold the water. It doesn't seep through the soil. That doesn't mean say there might not be any spillage. Okay. It can happen. You understand me? But they deliberately build that our small scale miners, our small scale miners, some of the small scale miners are in the forest. Somewhere there is no even water. What they do is they drill their own borehole and use the borehole to wash the gold. But whatever you wash goes back to the soil, and you are destroying the soil. You might not be destroying any water body, but you are destroying the soil with all those cyanide and whatever entering the soil. I hope you understand me. We have to do I believe the first thing to be done is those who are on the water body, they are visible. They are visible. You can't hide. If you fly a drone on the Pra River, go round to the end, you will see everywhere that people have some fines or in Suludu. You see them. So they are easily identifiable. But when I was in Renumuno, there are canopies. Maybe if the drone flies past now, you might not catch the people because the forest might be something like a canopy.
But seeing them is one thing, and being able to arrest them is another thing.
No, that is what I'm saying. That is where they started.
So which means open. Yes, you can see them. I've watched videos. The way the guys would dive and enter, the water down.
No, so let him dive and go. Destroy the champagne. He might have enough money to go. Then following they go there, go and destroy another champagne. It will get to a time, it will be onye ada in Fasuwa. Because you find, you know how they build the champagne. They will build the champagne, You see the way they build it. And those times, champagne started coming from China. But now they manufacture them here because we know how they are. Our fabricators can easily fabricate it. All you need is a water pump that sucks, push water, intake, outtake. I mean that kind of thing. At the end of the day, no. Oyaja, yenyim de wo ye. You know, look, mukwe bi wo chichire wo dunkwa ono finish ho baby. Master, when I was driving to the village, I wept. Ooh. Yeah. That was way back it was 2024, early 2024.
Bad.
Matter, you see, and with impunity, They don't care. It's just by the roadside. I mean, they don't care. But yeah, mama, it's rubbish. Yeah, children, yeah, jelly bimu, yeah, season crofun machines and that kind of thing. Now, look, some of I grew up in a village called Abuesi in the western region. Those times, from Abuesi to Shama to Auna Beach. I mean, the water was the last time I went to Auna Beach.
Bad.
I remember even at all the Epo no omit where the estuarine is between Shama and Abuesi where the estuarine no eduha master the debt in way to we did Epunuma almost to Abuesi. I mean look it's our ihu clear water in soon as I say able to be I say able to now. Maybe you might not have any problem. But those of us who constantly were driving on the Pra River, you understand me? Because you cross the bridge, you will see the water, and you see the water today.
Shatta, say no. Should the NDC government tackle the kingpins? We talk about the kingpins. We have come to accept to say, I don't know, politicians no, ahemfo no, military heads, the police command, any asofo, because enkasa institutions be 5 or 6 years. Omona BBC or memo igane kotwa omo. They are the people involved.
Is it?
So we start the fight there. Nenja nkola na se mo ma na se enkola no an ye nchesu omo keke.
No, but
the kingpins are there.
But if you arrest 5 in Kwadana, the following day obenya 5 in performance abeshembium because he has the money. If you don't cut the head of the snake now, you've not killed it. But say and canning now ya buy them pay for okay. Oh, the in canning.
So what do we do now?
No, so we should tackle the kingpins. Who are the kingpins? We are talking about politicians. If we know them, let's name them. Me, that is my problem.
No, the tapes are there.
No, but the tapes are there. And I make there. So the tapes are there.
So let me give
Fripon Mansu's report is there.
Fripon Boatin report.
Fripon Boatin's Fripon Boatin's report is there.
Yeah.
Look, everybody they mentioned in that offending document. You know, we should revisit the person.
So what is the NDC government doing?
No, I can't say for sure. But I know there are a lot of things going. You see, you can't even the whole government in watch or report in the man onji in your many too.
Yeah.
So if you come as a new government now, you can't just come and take the report and start running with it. You might go and hit a block. Inti was no way who there. Is it true that this guys where they mentioned alcohol, who there is true. They are mining and we arrested the people who was a one boss Flagstaff house. And that's what they've been saying all those times. So what they will call somebody at the Flagstaff house, they will want to wage one. So I believe the investigation is going on. Right now, you can't just pick the report and run with it. I hope you understand me.
Yeah.
Because even the government now report in Manankasampu, they didn't act on it. Or they even came to debunk so many things in that report.
Yes.
You understand me? But that doesn't mean that because it's affecting them, that is why I believe that we should go to make sure.
But Shatta, BBT said the OSP report.
Mm-hmm.
The OSP report is done deal. They are done with their investigations, which indicts about 4, 5, politicians, and we are still here talking about the Frimpong Boatin report. Yes, sir. Abano wanyen hwehwemu. Womo omo ewom. Ene ekwawusi a tape. All these things are there. Abano tries to pick all these materials to work on it.
Yes, in American there, you can't just come now pick the thing and run to court. You see, sometimes Obimu wanti Dominica you know Uncle Funtinasi. But me, from where I sit, I really understand him. Look at what happened to us between 2009 and 2016. Because we assumed some people were corrupt, or we knew they were corrupt, we rushed cases, and all those cases were thrown out because of what? Technicalities. Not that the people didn't steal, not that this thing didn't happen, no, but because of technicalities. And we don't want to be hit with these technicalities again. So you have to build a case that is airtight. And sana, it's boko court. Obanedama, you go through the full trial. If the court decides that, oh, you didn't steal money, but you borrowed it or whatever now, then it will come out. But you might rush and take some case to court, and because of some technicality, then they will throw the case out. Then you going back to rebuild that case and bring in, it's all waste of time. So I believe there he is trying to work with caution. Let me build an airtight case, take it to court, and secure conviction. I think that is the main reason why. So most of the guys that you are talking about, the OSP report is ready, and we know all those doing galamsey or illegal mining or whatever. I don't think the government is just sitting aloof. They are looking into it. Very soon you get people appearing before court, because you see, I believe there if April betting. I say it kept people there because of they want people to be jailed. They want people, so you start sending people to court. You realize there, first, second, third case, if they shoot it down on technical grounds, then you don't know what else to do next. So I believe there we should give him time. I know that I know, unless maybe he's changed. But the Ayine that I know he is very meticulous. Meaning there. He has a reputation to protect. So he wouldn't like to take issues to court. Then you, a judge, maybe in school, then you come and say that because of this technical ABCD, your case doesn't have legs to stand on. So I believe that I want to see people jailed, because I saw some people doing things with impunity. As I say, it's me, those people know. I would like them to face the rigors of the law. But you don't rush it. Don't let us rush it. Let's take our time, build an airtight case, send it to court, and secure conviction. That is the most important thing now. All those people dealing in Galamsey, I am begging my NDC friends, Obia onyim there in any way, or BB concerning Galamsey, and I'm begging them. I'm on my knees begging them. They should desist. They shouldn't go near anything Galamsey, because see, we rode to power partly because of the inability of the Nanado government to fight Galamsey. It's part of the reasons why we won election.
But Honorable, there is another rope hanging on the neck of the NDC. So, Ebinum say, I go for the man, the boys net at the end of Yesika. The buffer, Kofi. Now, NC will go to pen. Now, say NDC boys is one to be a nyabi. MPP in Kwalano discano manyano. Beba bet NDC in Kwalano. That's be a so it's either the government will look out
that analogy doesn't wash.
Why?
They have all those monies before we went into the election.
And now
it's
now
that they are making the money.
Maybe now more you.
No, they had all those money before.
But the dynamics on the street was not the same.
The fact, you see, and what will hurt me is if you get all the money, any community we are meeting baby in scan maybe. I won't echo to wait in any
but that voter
you don't understand where I am coming from.
Okay.
The people did all that with two ska poto and that kind of thing, but it didn't save them from losing.
Because the dynamics.
No, listen, it didn't save them from losing an election. Okay. You understand me?
Okay.
So if we become individualistic, today man could say me and that kind of thing, they made dream into musu Bobie 2 divine ukutu we find the galamsey minim the divine 2 galamsey we nyiska into one by kwe musu me call the same pit now no kutu me kasaken na musu me 2 galamsey. Then what are we doing to the society?
Then where are you going to get money to run your party?
No, forget about that. You see, forget
party.
No, forget about party. Party when you can my party. Look, me, I believe that saying a Rastaman once said, an eye for an eye will leave all of us blind. It will get to a time nobody will have eyes because we too many tobacco, who will have eyes to see? Who won't have eyes to see? The fact that people made money through an illegal way, so you are also going to make money through an illegal way. That is the difference between NDC and MPP. Because MPP would like to make money by hook or crook. But we will make money genuinely. If you want to mine, come into the community mining thing, let them properly structure you, go and mine and make your money. You understand me? Don't go and hide behind whatever. Then what's the difference between us? There's no difference between us and MPP then. Then there's no difference between the two of us. But there, if we do our things differently, you want to mine, go through the right way, get your license, get everything done. You understand me? Until you corner a miner, nobody. Make sure you don't destroy any the environment. Make sure you don't destroy any water body. Do you think that if you are doing that kind of responsible mining, somebody will have any problem with you? No. But you will end up making the same money that you ought to make. Ewa, yes. Me, that is why I'm begging my NDC friends, whoever is an NDC member, whether big week or small week, it's still a week. Mm-hmm. Don't dare do galamsey.
I'll come back to you live on Accra100.5 Citizen Show. Divine. So here we are, and now I didn't know Hiti Bem amount for Kasa. Young call your friend is a state of emergency. No, and you never solve it. Catholic bishop, oh no, baby, oh president in finance from, oh you hear political will. A whole lot of conversation is going on. I was treating him. But the question is, baby, I yet to CCA. Say NDC and to me, what next left for Ghana?
But I say, the kind of minchia. Ahwefo na etiefo obi bi oti enka bia na member also no production team musu mabaso me ba no me say krofo agigi adamu etie no ku ha
really
yeah say o drive na o ba na we bio radio so obi so abie bia won say
eko
mo sa na meti wa traffic mu a ti me bo abaso Bobie the galamsey fights and we do no choice in him do or die asem na do pepe so I do no you do crossroads as I say at all costs no we must salvage the situation.
I see.
Now the entire enwa ko hia and say Bobie me kai set time wa mi so na mi mani fia me nyi no na me wadwuma ba kwa me papa de bi o de ba me maame me na me bubu nsuo edigu bottles mu na me de ahye fridge mu me wo bebia ma me de wo me wo bebia papa de wo na yen kola no so bebia de ehye na pipe ba ɛna yɛbusa nsuo no na pipe no yɛ ade a like me hu sɛ na
Crojin
a ɛno na
Sata na ubu pipe na wo say ehro fight abani crojin
ɛno ɛna na adwuma a meyɛ no nti na pipe yɛ ade a yɛbu no ɛna me no ka sɛ many people in Accra who catch and say onfa nsuo entwi ne say pure water mpo anya pipe pure water wa no adne sika tokra entwi ne say kra of entwi because of the fear of say nsuo no ɛho atochema one water works for edi kita ho a o make catch us first to the acceptable level of turbidity, water turbidity, a year 5 NTU no. Ghana try from 1999, ebe do 2012, and ye try they be do 50. Bobie and now me no ka say the water turbidity levels are water works for a treaty. Emma yenyamu nsuo enom no edu 9,000 to 12,000 NTU. And as a result no say water works for no mu treat nsuo no a enyama chemicals anom the treat no omu hia no more than 10 times. Enu pokra no mu hia enye nsuo no gidi krojin na eba na me ba no mitie wo ka asem bi okay brofo bi make me refi so betumi aka ese phrase bi wo say you are enye say won te baabi Ansah na why concerned about
yes
but who to okra na nkrofo na te ho no ho so ehun asam hia
exactly
ya trust level no say won te ho no mo emfa ho ade no se sia no nationwide kanka mo ma fidie so wo be kaya mo interview mamifo bi Western region a omo ye yakayake
elebele o baby
yes any ebi so omo say yakayake na omo ye nsuo ben e na omo de ye na omo say nsuo na ye ni tua na asai no eno ane omo last option omo de ye yakayake no and unimade na sronko asem ni mu omo so omo ye wi a because omo no makwa te say wholesale no omo ye wi a Kumasi de ebeko Accra de ebeko Takra de ebeko Cape Coast de ebeko
cities no
obia beja ne de it on supply almost supply whether we go to galamsey o galamsey community o se sia opompo ye de atwa wo fie se sia wo sa point and kill
mad fish
unu so want to be shot atechem Oshem. Some mad fish ni na would me say baby wo hono mu a wo so de umfi community hono.
Yeah.
Almost shat atechem ni yi ni ehuru hu wi a. Oti ho umpo. Ni de abrel o de be yen kwan. Na research actually say chemical ba ko a ye di tu comedy mining miners for no use cyanide for instance. The impacts say a go in Siomua, it will take more than 50 to 70 years. Ansah na harmful effects no efficiently. That's what research is telling us. So when we sit here and eka galamsey unsem now you want to say asem way enye wasem emfa ho a. Se si ansio bebre. Honorable so tu kwan ekọ baby me. Last month me kwa ye bi wo a Western region takwa kwan ne so. Bobie imagine say wo drive wo kwan a traffic in so sa 30 minutes na Bellland nkwa na hu aye tu asem no
move rough
tio wo drive 30 minutes no traffic kwan ne da so na wo kwa ba bia wani wa bia wo share o journey na say and they come for 30 minutes Bellland da ho no mo a ye tutu nsase no asem no osino Linado ofa sa Linado kwan so I say begro Kofodia road no odi atu ani hwe right ho no and you see me ade no sanya eha me ne sanya ade na ba bedu no enye MPP enye NDC asem esese ye tumi arrest kankawe sine be ya because minim de ntia obi be ka se onu ni sika o penti but Bobie problem we enye problem bia a simple solution. See, we don't have to nationalize this issue.
Meaning what?
Once sometimes we try to behave like we are superhumans in Accra and all the solutions. Bobie, Ghana has here a way. In Wura Ben, Edia Ben, assassin Ben, the one Ghana has here any jurisdiction be obi yadesa area no ashen in sase or no share area so.
So you are talking about political.
Yes, you have to decentralize it. But be to Sanamani now, they fall under a certain districts. Minim, but be to Galam say, oh no, dear, assassinate the honum. Yes, MC be a new control also, assassinate the house akeke. Why is it that we have people yama appointment as part of their KPIs no? Your security, I saw more ensure your health near ye. What see there beauty a crowd they can say no dear who out Accra no, what tell about the wood chiado no. Who nim Maso Cronumu Chai MC, you know. If he's not performing, sack the person. It is see security channels. See, some from to one MCs lead this season. Obi anyone more only control of security or area anymore. And they are showing security. The whole area.
But MC is so dear Sichero.
As I say.
Or talk about Jessica.
I don't know. Me person me catch say KPI ni ye juma. Na our targeter. 3 months. When you are to about president decided to see na say 1 day year. Or to be fraud. Or should I say where mu onu? You say galam say ni to ate so. She. You say abruwa ni cry. Abruwa ni cry. Unim say omu ankasa no omu onu no DC any community assemblymen for no they were all part of the whole mining activity. Omu sheda create entrance kiti bi na ama no asim say yedua mre any kontomre
asa bi
ankoso wo ho
be nipa shemu
na omu koto omu plants omo ECG omo set up omo suo omo be the whole community restaurant wo mu even kromo sa so judgment system o miss be evu omo judge we final yes omo
really
yes omo be omo government wo ho now see MC yo no what na ho e the soldier fi be ma camp now so akọ uwie na akọ still action be koso because one decentralize operations no because Bobie me just say see your higher way we from security and the production and the di console ya ho ya obi a wa sede si e ba na e se e check o target e dia ma wa ya mba sorry sa keke ne ka se Bobie o listenership no ye be track it is a line nyina no police ho dan no hanabisi video wa hu say police ni challenge police ni o ye galamsey hanabisi ka kira ne say bibi say koso no bisa no so obeye den wa ha den pa na obeje o ha ne ho I to say almost so bibi wa de all these things no when you crack the whip
so that is where the difficulty lies.
It's not any difficult. See anyway see when if you decide say Ubabe handle issue no with kids gloves now ebia obe massage no Ubabe hwenkrofo animu a you can't have you to me solve it Bobie anyway ye kika hwe na oni dem ti a adu sam pempe so atu atese no se obi atie asimo obe kaya I always say before bibi besi no na efi baby efi na ye yankasa ye mbu enche bia first na unam kroma unten foreigners a omo stress ska bebre unhu omo basabasa sa but see no the proliferation the rate at which omo foreigners omo fi malunim de ntia omo di kan ba ye no omo benya sika wie from begging no a no makoka kire omo nuanom wo mali ni nije honum say
amacha
Accra100 de Ghana for the na me interview no say Ghana for humobro into ba obenya sika and I see our families and omo ye friend say kola omo de kola eba and omo be say adwuma no it's the same thing with the Galam say see only MPP for no edi nkomo a omo catch us chale wi o oya de yen to be so so kotu de unim say sa galamsey menace we opa ko check fiti Kwame Nkrumah penso edibesi 2024 say aban ben pa na ba ya see mining activity na government officials pa diom wajimu a eto atesa obi antumi nka bi never in our history as a country akwatia first yen oko baby to gold ewo awahemu a unim de ye friend mining na obi a benefit community no insio to a insio atono na umunenam na mo peke science na buba na mo hwa betumi aye na mo de no ena yaba be hu se sa na ade no echen sa tu amana no hwa Frimpong Boateng Professor Frimpong Boateng reporter ono akasa eta na numu a oyeye go and check me be anyone in a reporter be hu say obo NDC ni obo PPP ni QPR ni the entire report from the Lands Commission or say even at the cabinet meeting he was telling the president to say Sir John onene nkasa Sir John esi ontie onene yaka if you know any report to crap the sanso crass also etwe na bo so for say also present this report no so when we are sitting here asem na fi baby o ene dey babedu baby edu no enti say ye pese ye solve sa galamsey nsem ya ese nsuo ese niama no a president so tracing the source baby efi because omunja ye onse na abo kan bibi say o kola na ye kwa anya akwa chicken paste no champagne na da no nimne bo boys na o stra ho no omontumi to last time any minister no konya engagement na o kire mu measures are some measures are de gu akwa mu and I was so petrified and like I was scared about the revelation say Bobie excavators na ho no mu no oni bakubo more than 600,000
Ghana cedis.
I didn't see one any government that told you or say the whole world country are importing excavators the whole world to see Ghana LED.
Yes, you know, into
the bad day. Anna, omode se share by abai no tio. Omode aba e share by say. Je see ano, o say excavator na fa valor kwan so. No akwa kotwi. Omunya fa port won na dey see. Omo
low bed
ne so a na ekọ iti en register. Iti no say ball kwan so cry nim car ball ye ni machine a ball. Omo use no 1 month normal discard normal no scraps. Yes. Na de no gina mu 1 month kiti a. What in the car? Ya na ekọ next level. Unim so omo de sa hye ne ba say the tracker ball DVL so register car no. Excavators straight. Unim say or say 2000 abegu honum obi antumi mba yin nanim embe ka say ma yin e no mo na machire e no mo tuatua sika oh you release mamie I see. Yes, release mamie or say every month bia fiti unim from 2018 every month bia more than 2000 excavators and the land e wo Ghana ha Bobie mimiti hey excavator mean to be enti omo de ba no hwan ena ba ne se ne be pie wa ha enti sa chi hye we nyina no se Bobie ye ka about galamsey fighter see yam wa ban no yam men pretend on say some of the conversation be on so out here a bit annoying and say I say enura na na twetwa nua nyina agu ye Saving po aba we by 8 months po na so so odua nnuampo wa dua the site ni nyina akra minim dua ba ko a within 8 months we be unity aka say yes see omo ya afforestation it is a see a boa because the extent to which asankofo ma sign ya ma no ana adeba ko you see I always say this thing but Bobie we take it for granted say I'm saying that this government must have a programmer, a national orientation like programmer, and only a dema you to know because you see, I know be a TS highway in so nobody cares about the country again. No patriotism, who hey, Obia solution or no so by Jenny the only basic. We can let's say,
No, because the point is now the religious leaders don't care, the military leaders don't care, the police hierarchy don't care, media men don't care, the politicians don't care.
No, we all have to care. We are bothered. See, at this point, everybody is concerned. And your politics, me metra no no amanyofu, because I don't understand your happiness.
No, but that is the reality. That is the reality. That is the reality. Go and listen to Ewusi tape. Or say, guy no also a investigation should be careful, because the people involved, some are big policemen, big men of God, big media practitioners.
Well, I won't dispute. I won't discredit this because him say Mekoya should be already.
Say I said Langard, Juma. Every traditional leader, ever Langard, ever Nahimfi. They are weaponized.
Hey, that's what they do now.
Yeah.
Asafache.
Every Ayubia now only says a movie called tribal militia groups.
Yes.
The other time it was Mamprusi Defense Group. And yesterday at Menchia, I saw Ashanti Defense Group in military regalia, well armed. Now we are moving to that level. That we are getting tribal militias. So Haiti, Brazil, Mexico. This is how it started.
And no make us say.
And we couldn't stop it.
And we send you here this ankomo we I afano ahogono so no. Bobie when your conversation I did komo bia sa say you can say a big deal. See, a big deal more mine say it's a see nyina ye kasa ho. It's a see nyina ye di it's a see honom. Because see a pay to a good and you ever go to near say yes or mine say or mine. See I send sa. And now me no can say on say okay about these militia groups. I went on Radio Go, now me was Radio Go to your program last year. This guy I'm saying discussion I don't know what happened. Me old classmate bia me say 15 years of cry. Just say us me one of friend with phone so no catch them. Say topic now me discussing too sensitive. Me jaika. Or say omunim baby amete. Na asem na me ka no. Say me what to me na me my ye na me didi a. Me hu say boys so ebre. Na me kai say we school no almost 10 years no near Juma. You see na wanya bibi kakra na omo di because me boss specific community bi din. Say no so akwaje concession. Oh no ma fesa. O be didi hu na me makobo sa.
O village
ni di. Itina just say me di asema ba. Na me ma ba ho no dia. Me ya na so mo ba ho no dia. And your name me takre. This is where we are. Life and death matter. Bobie. Me asem we and found nipa kra oye esese ye ka asem no Bobie ene o de hwe nkrofo a ewu ne yale bia all of a sudden unka enya de anka wo be hu pose one mbamunu ana young person bi yale bi esi ano ababe so come on obi atumi onamono mo hu baby efi o tumi tracy baby a because of your ankasa activities potopoto ne nyama na onim say see mankani nya mankani esi mankani wo chekura na ebodobodo mankani afa so tia etese gregre no mankani ebo he enam no kai bayire who difference first no me kai so kwa osipona osi de be no mo bubo di
damna ko
de jubo se obubo ni nyina who difference si aduane na ye di no
ye di bayira hu so hu bayira no so hu di ekoko
se bibie ni wonu ma se ya no ubenya no original hwe opa kokko aya toto kra unya iti bobie sa na ma wemu koso na se yesi ye nkasa na ebetena anum na me any ade bia president beye mon kasa economic activity and yesterday I was listening to the spokesperson for the ministry. Now I'll make attributions to say 4 out of the 16 regions, 12 and they are mining. And to declare a state of emergency, me sure say regional wide. mining activities no eastern region, even if we say we are state of emergency, how to make us the entire eastern region now declare state of emergency.
But you know so on the effect. Because so catch them say, so you are buying up a catch them say, Asanko dear, Asanko ye responsible mining. In the umbet me aye. Because who are buying a bibaho. Now also when you be a via, now no college as you suit at ye. Now me no I say me so call boase. Now me ko pe di no be catch them say me
Bobie.
How do you tell me to
comment
stop?
We crowd no. I disagree with you to say Asanko be or responsible mining. Na some the bra buyer. Oh the caveat ne be sure so movie. I don't know this sentiment no, ni feeling no.
No, me pacho. En tu pacho me say e kroma nkola. Wamu eya akola waba MPP na NDC mu no di 22 years 23 years say when you catch them.
Enya mining sika. To me, I don't mining
from bank. Maybe from
responsible mining. You are talking about the illegal activities.
Also, when we have free bank of Ghana, maybe we have free assassin. Also, when the men say
no, but you are talking about responsible mining.
Yes, but only where I want to arrive. I think over time, no, the politicians almost what Sri Lanka say. Look, say about Sikani so Sikano. A big deal in Ghana. What do I say? I got me by Asempa FM in 2008 September. Me contemporaries, young guys in politics, whether NDC and PPR. And I said, me. However, I've sat behind the console for how many years now? But what's that? Our Trasako, our Land Cruiser. Or say, why? Samioku is just a small boy from university. I allowed him on Asempa FM. And as Samioku could scare over, maybe. And it's a obit baby knows any bracer up. Samioku way, minimum. And as some records about you, minimum. And you must know, Kwabena, dear, yeah. That is where we have got into, bro. And then I make us know. That is where we have got into.
No, you find a solution. Oh, the Muedino, Omundinko. I don't know about catch us say an eye for an eye, no.
We leave everybody blind.
Yes.
Anyway. Me bacho for way to so that me fan koba honorable Kwaba be want two you be a free gold board. Na me say emrantie bi ya omo area gold. Almost say the 1 million Ghana cedi and out to so into well bet me no. I don't know whether they are Ghanaians or they are not. So we have Muhammad Afsal Puthalan, Abdul Karim, Muhammad Nadoli Rafik, and Sadiq Abubakari. And sa inipa naiwe inipa Gold Board and Ghana Police Shisha Womo. Wa betimi actually much no. You have 1 million Ghana cedis as your reward. Enti omo eni. Say ni panawi Muhammad Afsal Abdul Karim Muhammad Nadoli Rafik Sadiq Abubakari. Say ni pa enaiwe. Omachibi. We num na adwane. We num na adwane. Enti omo gusu a omo ehwehwe wo moma yemwa na yentimi ensa enka wo. All right, so thank you production crew. Honorable Chief Baini honorable Kwaba
Yenua
boko de
amina dum na wompa bonti yetase
honorable na ufri office na ebe yana
embojojo
ufri Ghana airport na ebe
Ghana airport news no fake.
Sir.
Fake news. If you no private office in America.
It's not me busa say.
It's private office.
That means na me busa say.
Ghana airport appointment na la wo be ya wonye no news mu da wo. Before we ba news mu na no mpo. Nipa no ye what is so dem. Normally no. Obey appointment and kefre me na maka chudo onyo idi hu comment wa abaja na na yin we mean be enyi papa fu ho na enyi pa bonu fu so but enyi pa na oye no bonu kwan do za na grofo people yim dem etukwan dem grofo nyina we hu dem wo Ghana
Unko baby
aya na mbo nti no kwese mi de se divine mesi mo hwe benyim wa na adwene obaba mo officer odi chiro ba salam down airport holds him bottom.
But let me ask you this question. Do you feel disappointed?
Not at all.
Really?
Not at all.
Why?
I wasn't disappointed. I was a bit worried, like where from this? Okay, so I looked at it from this side today. Say nyimpano oye dam no. Say appointment ibo na ope oda mama. No nyim the appointment baby mo fi ba onye ho no fi ba na oye na. Odo hu dem yen. Baby my appointment for no one so obey one na kakra. And I say onye appointment for no ho enemi me ha isu na oye ma menyu aja. Odo hu dem yen obama menyu aje from the beginning echi no obey areho. Because Kwabena nyimpa dodo our friend our mom congratulations. Our friend ma minya but hello chief, oh thank God, oh congratulations, oh yeah, and so it's fake news. What's how? Let me say I'm telling you. You see that side of it. It's you know, as much as ever. Na marankasa our mama appointment me ko Chrome me ko bi o jimis me ko check my youth minister muni opare. Honorable no breaking news, from the massa social media was MD nam so. Why no so make us send you. Eti manga sanga na appointee na ngasa we breaking news no more social media. Social media ya be go na papa o mbono.
Boni o.
Eti na emi mom je me fanda ma do bi obi ni mistake bi na why enti yenye phone yen.
But meaning that you are not expecting anything.
I'm not expecting to be the Moko airport in the chain.
But meaning you are not expecting anything?
No, I can't say that. Jamie NDC, me a politician, my party or power.
Already
President is who you make capabilities. Chief of staff in him, executive secretary in him. Ministers are appointing who I want to take go to been warning you might able to me abo. Until anybody at all can think that ebia chief need na family team chief so what we play role be the intimate engaging na mo hwe say oya available and na bibi dem atma answer.
I couldn't ask a honorable Kwabena simply because he's my senior and a big brother and a very good friend. Sometimes you don't box your loved ones, but I will ask you. So we speak in here. Do you feel disappointed?
I know that governance in itself is like Medina to Circle. That I know. I've been in this game for some time now. Musa, compared to Accra100. Then the mais union, menu penny, many anamoy menyene to anamoya, and to be in bra ma bra. I don't think doing him. As I make an answer, na mnyene be share free kasi so do. Now to say that school na ye kwa your friend in the University of Hard Knocks na ye go your politics. Ebe na ye
Hard Knocks.
Ebe na sa ye disappointed that ebo wum we see you know about 2 years. You don't have to be disappointed. You have to be strong. Na ode hu de nyimpa dodo na na party na ban we expected we benya adwuma no why. And na president nso ye kor. And na pressure ebi amame pen nyimpa 10. Ebi kura na ma mantam. What about that? Chatma make an answer.
But yes.
Mo obotum why ahire obobombodi na why selection bi otidema ade chanyankopon boy abono divine selection. In one selection one ka ho chere nyame mpe ho na asemu. BBT no bandam. Etino se aban na ewie yakoto aba fufur. Yafa government fufur. Enna ebia me feed ebia se onye dwuma na me yakura nkodo bi kasa wo ho no wan kasa ho then butume kujina bibi akade aban we wie entuma anye yi enti na sisi amenyo kase If you are a president, and Kasa, why not you know about resign or Mama Kowa bedem?
Yeah,
If you are president, now you know I find the best person who go to my president in Yami to obey from with them the members and neighbor bedem. And it's a mechanic disappointed and no pain is in you read or no bar, may I appointed. It's the University of Hard Knocks, what's on in there.
I see.
In all circumstances, give thanks.
Sure.
So that those people cry what take one don't want to to win them up a pana kuma pana wire because Bobie on here about me about the NDC government. And it's NDC government in so obotu mu aye dwuma ni nyina nyipa nyina botu mu aye na se mi na wopo yenye bi ye na china ebotu mi aso ni ye gina ono yakade say ye catch all the year by be and better. It's still a plus. Because NDC ni benya enyim bi wo favor bi wo nyipa ni nyim na edwuma yeso ebinu ma abashata nka no ai manka sorry bi nchro shata aye ye friend Kwabena teria onu ye fiedi and now our friend honorable official no so what's Aquana stay we Ansah.
And I yes your friend Ataufi.
And I him so initial your friend Johnson baby my obo football no so your friend Shatter. No be you do Shatter wali that. Don't Shatter what's match.
And I saw them also your friend Ataufi.
I'm can't say me Joe. And that I prof onyane baby coin. No a minister, a deputy minister. No, na a regional minister, deputy. Our bankran meeting. Na mosusu me fifie because na me need. Moso more Accra. And I'm in share, you know, descending or the rural upon. Muna papa no so papa na mi jina kwani fifi una ye di suta. Obi hu more come because my heart no so ati but ye share hu de na asemi moti.
Yeah, can say.
Yeah, the best year na ya call president. I'm about 2016. Oh no, the shatter about I friend Central Region as a minister substantive.
Yes.
Now still man number 5. Leg man of Aquana so in Mala. Na ya boy jumana. Afini bokone you know what's abandoned by a reshuffle. Reshuffle no obey and what's man was I would jay what's me here no kind. And a way regional office. And Tiaba Fieno, hoping they will reach out from Kenny have a banner ban son Adrian. Yet in the man, yet the Beffy. And I see yes, I go struggle 8 years. And now, yes, I have a power. Now, my master poor retreating among you disappointed. Name me my bets now, me, so that my disappointed. I will be a young cop.
All right, so we are back here. Kwabena in a bro for say master in Nami.
She buy the Asano no mama near Tata. Even though like I'm a sereno.
Yeah.
But Asano can say profound.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of sense. Yeah. There's a lot of wisdom. Yeah. I was no simple.
But you know what training here? What's the Ansah?
Right, it's simple.
But you know what training?
I want the tougher simple. Crowd, I say. What's it? You are simple, and that made back room. I never be because of it, and it's like the same thing. Or can only now make us say we have a lot of words. Yeah, you don't catch you between yaka, but sometimes we be catch there. That's true. Yeah, some no can in count, but you from Anaka, I'm or they are inspired or they are my regime. So I feel in the many this year. Also, in some no can in I West, I can also say somebody else can say. But what's in the West and I will say about whom it's a fact. Maybe.
Are you come around? Maybe Banami thing.
Yanko Galamsi.
And I will start from a point where makande yehwe na ya hwenie ya na yehwe so na ya hwenie ya bo ne galamsey no fight no ye be miss already ye the galamsey akoye illegal mining by ye mo bi hu the galamsey in itself or a small scale mining or illegal mining and na ye wo illegal mining na ya kan wasem wo mayim ha ya ye hu demonstration kankan yen ya yete aban mu sesi and ye nyi Ghana fu nyinara ye tusa wodo.
Nti illegal mining your friend say
good illegal mining no onye monko ahimfa forest no we ko raw or mine monko sunum no we ko gina sunum war mine obi a wa gina license aban na hu dey say aban ba ye ni say aban kura ba yi en chen krofu pi on license or how was Jesus ani
yes
and I was sad we
but galamsey see a license for galamsey
galamsey there see ye ka galamsey yeah me ba no na ohia wo profit an pay nyina nti ma ko free video nkomo narrative ndey no start na ye ne wa bem nti see ya forceful na ya fadam chechem na ama na Kwabena say galamsey ko to adwinum there galamsey ye there small scale mining na Kwabena you problem big one now ebekaya omayim haya wa ha na wachi security operatives bia wonam atiwa hono baby na wasa wofi flash afa wa national security na wo match ho nyina say kai dem case na oba yi ma ye nyina ayete yeta na civil society organizations include politicians e binu wa allegation the mining now all kodo na nkasa no ye community mining now ababaden ye will high profile government officials who bodin to them there was echi another warrior them yenya obia mo ansori ntia wan kan o da bi ma atre wa abomidin menye bi another na day not ana onye day not amna ni mu ne edi eni mu demonstration na adi na Ghana fo okoto aba odi president mama ene nansi president mama obaka say there 9 months in office na kasa no di tugwan enwo there every fu no afa kasa no kokrom na wo bo drums bia ya hwe drums ni ye ni ehundo ye kuntunkuni na ya separate no from corona kete no na ye hu mesi ma ye besa wa ye be mistake ni akosa wona sa because agenda ni there NDC fu the last quarter no galamsey issues na demonstration na za wo ye no wo binum ho na adwene man wo fi de galamsey no na o microphone ye there wo to aba wo titia ho but me bisa questions bi now before maybe say them questions obi is important na ebe hu there you know no why are very desperate the MPP and they don't have any focus enti no adi biara ebe ye no minyi pe bi owo mu constituency or your friend Gabriel Baka or ya unayi na watena wa chere nti opere ogwe fantin dem na me campaign moko primaries na makasa ya no man inside was honorable maybe asem na me so Gabriel speak English also honorable dabi aba speak English there we kumfi e kan fanti aguvina kwa man kan fanti also honorable what kind of question you know also honorable me kada macho because so be pedo dia sa on hwe asani di onama na wa chia na echi na me say ka won kanda
o dia wo fo
so baka won kanda yenya ye chen mesima wa kan nde odanu kantum enti sisi on te fante kra no oyim na nyimpo orusuan wa sa wo nsuan ni ya na wa ye de otuwe kesi bi hwe NDC wo ba mi 9 months
yeah
galamsey no demonstration na yeye wo mayimu oye from NPP 1 to the NPP 2 nsu na nyi na de hu da de no ya gisem ne ye ko kole krade big ma de no ko na ye hu direction bi abandi ye no ko won declare state of emergency check out the mass me wa besenda
oh yeah
today they play tapes of NDC mpanyfobia na wo benya na wa kado obi kede me sure that wo dig na obi wo ko hwa wo benya nyimpa pi ahwa na me na shata yes so cry head wom ana ye free because that time no na yenyi direction be out the leadership be o president Mahama no kase okoka say wagina no esiboni nde efi asem ebinu wo kan de o so pa chere de say illegal mining any proceeds ka gold ho a yenya menyim sa ate dem nkomo na enti o patch de o fight yi afins also state of emergency yendu ho no fine kosi opanyin no o kasa no se ne endama pi wo ho a o de exhaust yen kronko du ni nyinara enti o fi de say no declare and menyine ya adwen sentin de Bobie galamsey na ye bay na wo mine wo forest na wo mine there was mining going on. Police na other military na teams here where I walk around the is it in the news obi orute me or Google no kohia obohunde wo ko forest nim na wo ka chin krofu bi na wo stop krofu bi na wo season one excavators true or false or you true now enwon na wo ye mining wo nsudo na ye ka ho asem de ono no say ye nsuten no abani bay no oyaja shamfine na di gunsunu do awoda ho a wo ye ho adwuma a wachichi bi ebebi said oyaja ende koho ebehu bia ntum ka de koho ehu grupo because ye chi ni ye yifi ho enyim ti bonye fo awaye de wasansan ni chi no to come abankru yala through the gold board menyim se ite ya gold board mi tell ni CEO ose minerals commission lands and natural resources Kofi Amabo no gold board nankasa in collaboration when ye or private deal be our signed with an investor here about $1 billion what about so minus on us. These are the things that we should be talking about in the sense there mining now work on Kwabena the truth out that way me now what the kanye there. We all must do everything possible to halt irresponsible mining. Now, if this country decides the mining, whether from small and big or whatever, or the new frame into uje mining, or has be possible. Check your figures, not check your cocoa, not check your gold. Na she trade okodo international na she how Oman survive obama wenyu abrede se South Africa na ninka for oye mining no ye cool woye ne kama ma ihumpo de medwuma na wodi wo na mo ne hu faso de bo ho then what we have to start asking ourselves there oya paso din kutinti na yentum yenye the right thing na ye botum yenya gudi ne yeren wa bi so ayenke say one of them ye there you want to go no ni backyard wa onyim de go do no on fa jo wana be test hwe ona lo onyim de nkan no ni ohwe asase na nyi kro bi botum aka cho da on test hwe but baka cho ejirichim na ekotu so ebo hu de go no there
I see.
Oh yes, the people in the community now will go to one land. Me say divine or Kabi, I'm sure they know here from Takwa to Asanku and not drive it damn stretch.
Yeah.
I did the journey there recently. So when you know them catch me. Went to it's went to go down when you go down where we are on where we are oko. No cause I mean there two na do no any now either. We journey wonder. But the master say in one na ye car. And it doesn't stop at only Minerals Commission.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't stop at lands.
Mm-hmm.
People who are listening to me should listen carefully because you see, the kind of campaign I no na power I expect to be open your opportunity to be serve. Don't go and sit and do the normal thing there. My sign that you could just sign him, must be on the mass sign. President or resetter. Now also a president to wake what do you have to do? Or there was a reset to wake now we cry now who DC MC and now wanna know President no babecho miss me be resetting na Dabi. Come now when we want to talk about responsible mining and we have officers across yi kafa EPA kan for Minerals Commission kan for lands and forestry for one nyina kan they are there where you juma pepepe but when they are them will be in task will be there. So be mining what that particular area ya. District via EPA so no office war. also the way you mining ni we say was certificate who be correct no honor mining on yen sum no ya za all them mining we come na mining we assassin we excavator na would go tree what excavator no sense assassin rather men the man na yen nyina aka ho na odi nsutin ene fi odeba say ya nhwe ni anhwe yen ya no we they want to do it politics as usual. Now, here then, a politician who form government, no way to my end because Pentecost of over president on ye, should join through a party.
But chief, at the local level, argument, no. Mimi Krum.
Yes. Mamposta.
Mamposta. Also, ye ben, a soro. Ti eno mu nyina ye abusua baako.
Minimum about those days na minyi baby ofi suta kwata.
Anymore. Yeah, suta kwata.
Good. Oho na mkori aponcha wefu abode.
Na yamfa ne sesesi e. Die nua Yakubu.
Yes.
Oye sremi no ye MC.
Good.
Oye kroba because ye wo ye no nyina Emma says, Sabi, what did the costume now? You own the crew by. But a good year, day pound or mampoa. Yet me in sin chance away a ho. Would a giant China ye crewmano, yankayasem. Say any power is all the needy DMC. Nasa crewma for no, I your margin so be dick crew bonnet at 2 assassin no more. Now catch any so no one friends here. How?
Yes, you see, Governor. That's why I've been telling people. You see, even the way I can say me, it is practically profu face it up. Even the high yet me. And tell him the NDC. What to abaya winning?
Yeah.
Tell him the interior minister or NDC. Honorable
Muntaka.
Say yet tonight. And same before the need a ni abetra way for you do ni aye. And now what there office of Grand Interior, which is police. Now what them run what the Juma. Na honorable Muntaka do honorable acquaintance na chief banning na waya inti yenya hono ya Ghana be ya
enye
inti se woyo MC ya na se sebi kafra hoho na wodi chikru ti ye hoho na efi be ye kruma na wayo MC na won krofuru wodi dwuma ho na wadwene ya ode onnam baby efi banti the man na morning to na president dem a divide kan
there be nyon na dwunu ekrumafo no wonde obetu anamo ne krumafo ne be kire se be ma won free krum ha wontimi ma ha make us say
na said them krum you know kasa onyi power what it this is no power what it
hey who this ya ne na gu for ma ye
anti search na say oba no do do na gu for ma no you see one problem I facing kwabra grofo tete egwado the American munkoye no wombo midi menya nti gwan ka tsana so yede
okay
me principle emi ebotu ma frame na mam chocolate maka cho dem indi because maka ka be ya na maka ka iba na maka she dem ma
optresu
me na me bre na ma be ha me sister na me I won't do it me yeah but try to make an answer
yeah
it's me you are dream there it happens on the ground kasa mamba for na kasa you contribute to that but kabna angle you baby ma you could do ho no could do ho na hu there e dey power in a crowd or your political power politics not the power na baba e binum odi yen kan no say e kwana wo fa do no to anamo no e binum tie ya anka nda ya say ba yen say dende but onu ntre de onu nti yen ka de nda yen say so e ko ayi agona konyanko wonsu ayi bi na Ghana water insu e vladi nyankopon e kro so wo potobiew e husu nenyi wa kokokokokokoko me kwa fashe me kache onyamini dim memfa tap water ntwitwu me se one day
usro
what eminem goju me se na menye bibi
ka so be pro
yes nti se nipa no ntumunto sachet water no ntwu ne sen obede enu nti no ya me na wo yen responsibility de sebi yenya dam opportunity so a more de ka me aban se bisama anamo aban start do routine ena hihye ogu aban n'enyim enye moma edwuma yin de ode ye bodewuru ɛna kae na hu dɛ Ghana yɛ kodum pɛmpɛndu bi ansa na Ghana fo yɛ adi tina aba na wɔto ma yɛ boom ɔnyɛ obi ana ho fentia enti si anyɛ consistent wɔ dɛm ade no ho na yɛ ahwɛ ndɛ o asɛm no kora na ɔba hɔ ne yɛde bɔtɔ a yɛbɛdzi nka na ama papa yɛ asɛm a ɔkɛn ɔna na ma bɛtena amɛkɛn na ɔnam time na ade a wɔde yɛ adwuma no nti question ne bɛyɛ na nkyɛkyɛmu no ba dɛ o na galamsey ne sɛ bi sɛ wɔtu na ɔfrɛ nɛn wɔtu galamsey na obonyi ɔbɛwie gold na ɔde bɔkɔ na sɛ gold no mpo sɛbi ɔyɛ bɔn ɛna gold na abade no sakɔ aba na akye dɛm gold no ɔyɛ bɔn ɔfa ntoɔ no sɛ so obotum atɔn na wayɛ mfa so a ɔntum fa mbɔko ɛko na yɛ ko ne bia it didn't say that wɔyɛ illegal mining a meji no who proceeds nam the economy but today look at the narrative out there ɛna mi bi sɛ ɔda ama Kofi ama ɔbɛyi ɔyampa dɛ blue water wafa ho blue water fo no wɔfa ho wɔfa no wɔnkɔyɛ den blue water fo adwuma a wɔyɛ no nti wɔpɛrɛ wɔka kyɛm no fitam a wɔfa ho ebi nyi a wɔayɛ mfa so a yɛdi kyerɛkyerɛ mu ehu dɛ na akwa na nzidzi moto na mekyiri ha emeyi bɔ whistle ema obi tumu kohun ma moto no wagye sɛ blue water ɔyɛ boxer
yeah
ɔyɛ whistleblowers a wɔbɔ around a wɔbɛtu mu ama information ampa task force na wɔkɔ around and machines na wɔkyekyee no wɔyi machines bi a wɔde ba station wɔtu mu ofi hɔ wɔde bɛgu hɔ susu ampa machines no gu hɔ ɔne nyi excavator a wɔabɛɛ a wɔso wɔwɔ habɔ a yɛka ho asɛm excavators yɛ CZ no ogu hɔ na Kwabena nti na Rollins odum rivi na wɔn pɛ n'asɛm na emi di ma pɛ n'asɛm akɔpem time amawu because ɔhwɛ nsɛm no ma esi mu ɔban ɛna ɛmɛ dɛ that time no ɔyɛ n'adwene dɛ anamɔn bi wɔ hɔ a wɔntu a ɛna ndɛm ɔyɛ dɛ ɔmboa so ndɛ ɛgye gu sanyi na atasa ɔnyɛ ne nyinaa na ɛbɛ approve.
Chief, me busa question.
Remember before bisa question excavators na ndɛm a yɛsizi na dɛm ndɛm nyinaa wɔkɔ no wɔkyekye na no wɔsi yɛ wɔn nkorɔfo a wɔde excavator ba kurom ɔnyɛ wɔn nyinaa na ɔyɛ ɛyɛ gala mining no ebi so wɔ use yɛ construction divine to house excavator ntum tobi na sɛ divine or construction firm bi na obotum wɔ nya construction bi na wɔ keti gote bi na ohia excavator na waka fa excavator aba fum na ɛsɛ yade na aban kɔkye na publication abada hɔ na yɛ no open ɛna nkrɔfo aba na bell dado na donko mi na yɛabɔ na obi enye bi a Ghana fo na anyim dɛ ade na wɔ season bo wɔyɛ dɛ wɔyɛ ndɛm kwan do sometimes yɛn ka ho asɛm po anti nkrɔfo wɔn adwene yɛ wɔn dɛ wɔyɛ politics as usual na wɔn wɔ abɛn nti wɔn nso wɔyɛ wɔ protect have you heard the narrative wɔ protect wɔn nkrɔfo ɛna wɔfa he kosi all be lie 8 years can never be the same as 8 to 9 months yɛ wɔn hyehyɛ wɔ hɔ a yɛde gu akwam still aban continuously ɔle yɛ ndɛma ahorow yɛmfa dɛm ndɛma no nyinaa ngu hɔ Kwabena Bobie ɔbɛtena hɔ anɔpɛ ewiabere awala nkasa po a ayɛ ho nhwehwɛmu ansa na nyihe bɛhyia mi a yɛdi nkɔmmɔ yi si mete nkɔmmɔ no yi a muhu dɛ waa kasa ndɛma bi ɔkyere wankasa so waayɛ dɛ wadwen nanso sɛ mi ma aba abɛka kyerɛ dɛ Kwabena ɔpɔ ma yɛ keka nyinaa na mo gu mframa nwi ade ɔhyɛ dɛ mi nya ayɛyɛ enti na pa nansa eyi baka ho a yɛwɔ arehyɛmu dɛ ɛko na na ɔba brasa o 5 minutes 10 minutes na edi dajo because inyim morokodon you will use that 5-10 minutes rather to tell the people ma waka kyerɛw na mo de nyim na ma ye kwakoye mesi mo be ya the people of Ghana continuously will benya confidence wo ye mu de ye ka de NDC amanyoku no ye ba and them be better than the way out on ye economy nanko na mo ndem all situation economy ni so ye tu anamo especially galamsey
but with that, my main two question with my Aquinas quickly, then I'll come back to my brother Divine and finish it with you. Just a minute. Aquinas, do you believe, say, MPP in 8 years are enough in fighting galamsey?
Oh, for real, I don't think you know them. I know it's clear there.
But now, in 8 months, do you believe the NDC government is doing enough?
Yeah, we've started. It might not be enough, like you looking at.
No, you just explain it in your own terms of enough. What is it?
No, yeah, because what's there say an enfende eli agurbe so a ofanapa ye bay yem there inyeme bi wo ho a onfa nti omo a ye be revoke one license ye revoke one license omo obey them on there is the commitment. You understand me? We are doing something. Today most my chief American. The thing is, say it's honest though. I did not say it. Let me also relax now. Then we are not getting anywhere. But you make the move. I mean, today no bisano. Haven't we formed the Blue Water guards? Haven't they been able to identify one or two places are wakachichiri champagnes nazi?
Yeah,
they are doing it. So that is what we are talking
recover
about.
Some forests.
Thank you. So that is the thing. You start from somewhere, and I that was in fear what you were saying. When we are brand new, kojo ampofu kojo pepra and yerikasan. Okay, BB today. I that was 8 years. I said no. You might be living in some world there. You think you can use 8 months to fix it. Even the places in Nimpa to two in process in dia horses yeah. But by this time there will still be dwarfs. As I say, until there, years on, in all those holes in DNA were fine and that kind of thing. Then if you are flying a drone there, you realize there it's a forest. But now, if they've even planted trees there now, you will see the significance of it. But the NDC is doing, because look, unless NDC people who don't care, but anybody who really loves the NDC and cares for NDC will know there we don't have any reason to fail in the Galamsey fight. Mm-hmm. We don't have any reason to fail in the Galamsey fight. We have to make sure slowly, but let's get there. Mm-hmm. We might be moving slow, but we will get there. You understand me? Because I didn't care if for case it was a fansake Kenyanka or Sinmukoyo. You understand me? Idia batabo na wakende. But you have to take your time and make sure you do it the right way, so that it wouldn't affect people who have their genuine licenses to mine. It wouldn't affect people who we have to really look at this holistically. So I believe there we are going.
What is your message for the president and for the executive? I would say this.
They should stand firm and make sure we increase the momentum.
Thank you, Divine. Your word today. Do you still believe that MPP are causing harm to this country?
Oh, some me catch now. Say if you be fee, any abawe do baby I do no. First na into atcc na nipakuo bi di omo ho agimu na agentre hana esia obia so feel say oho kwan enti no damage ni de oma cause. I think that the kind as I say abai no the communication about sa in some way no say opposition na hijack and some no directed the narrative no. It akwa say isi anopo umpo say wo ka ho asem, but the wo ye no oma yiwe fi honum as if say wo ba ye no abekose problem no. What I say, so I think some communication be man crofo so hu the omo ye
communication. They call it agenda setting. So they sit down and then they plan overnight that this is the way we want the narrative to go, and then we throw it in. If not, politician now be an pabo in the crop for high. Now I got to the high office. I was a branch officer, and I am people friend of polling station of into grand coning kujina a dom when na nka nkyerɛ ho ndɛ wɔto aba mam na maba mɛyɛ no obi etum we NPP nyipa ɔyɛ party panyin onyim politics mu anope na menyɛ menua ebe no wɔ sister station road ɔsɛ president Mahama sɛ your friend no why no fee illegal mining illegal mining the umpe na then no buy the umpe I no can way I say an asemo kind this is inference see the agenda until before I impa that say you na dweba papa na don na what to ni na until na me said there who platform you do also me no time aso
yeah
you best and one oye won edwuma te there worship him dem nu a Felix ofosu kwachi o program pa obo won button emum onam agenda na was setting ye won krofo bi so a won we tu won we si wode we nsem trofo ba we declare open there obi eyim there won interest in na ban obeye enti nyama na ya ye na owo ho no ye communicators na kan na dam krofo no so worbo dehu amodibo yenfu bi odibo no be frema papa ne doso simbon na moti bia no papa ne be den ono na obegina so ye wie ndam so a nesie onye your friend o man paying kutin no be check do bi e ada na onye ade because time so ne go campaign I won kada mun go from man paying bra
o man for na be check
we be some direct and if next year quantity say yakopon ayi wadum na nyi gwatena do na wadwe on the coat na tie na be sha be careful because I also am for resetting and good work
boys ne be visit
you kakra ye teaching you ba comfortably will let you know that oh bra na you expect today oh but you who the matter oh me just there ni na ababoa because Shatta said something and I agree look Bobie we cannot afford
to fail
and say what dream you there say you babun less than in the babu no yeah 40 or less than 50 Shatta remain men count
young boys there that's what
senior say you babu less than 50 what on ya about President Mahama na ya NDC ni Ghana ni tema is about the future
yeah.
And what we can do awo tum waboa e madam NDC ya President Mahama odi hene nyimi ye dwuma ya be ye no be kroji na wa ye fe ama Kwabena Bobie ye kwa Ashanti region biom dem ye koda no na ye kwa hona wodi mika be shia he no
me
what the same mika no wodi be shia enko
meko
o say nyim dem me campaign ya me ya me gadi bi bata ho
meko
nti ankopa amenyim trapper me the bata
Munia for communication I said 1 minute we ma me
me put the hono me ya wi but the hear me say and say question back on be say me bisa say ora kenoforiata what's up or he
ayeka
na some no all of a sudden no ayira na onim obi ama me hint bi say not to know it's all part of the plan
the wa ha me pa o me ba be pa producer ani Bobie cho say me pa mo cho so ni say me there me ma ono ani the people's king and the can be from so mumbo street crown no and fam mame and I was working go visa can for that you see you go boss at I see I will be cast me politics